What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. Man, where's it at? Oh, there it is. Let me get it right there. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Need a vacation. You know what I'm saying? Need a vacation. But it is January 16th, the Friday, 2026, and the money never sleeps. The money never sleeps. Ever. Doesn't wait for you. Doesn't wait for me. Top of the year. It said, damn, homie, do you ever sleep? What's the point of oversleeping? You know what? That's what I was thinking to myself. What up, Molly? What's the point of oversleeping? Because I don't get paid to sleep. I don't get paid to sleep. I don't get paid to sleep. You know what I get paid to do? Talk to you motherfuckers. That's what I get paid to do. I don't get paid to sleep. So what are we talking about? That's not fun to me. What up, Leo-minded sage? Right, Sabrina. I will sleep when I'm gone. What's up, baby? What up, Molly? I don't get paid to sleep. So I will admit that the after hour shows be long. They be long. I feel like I need a new switch up the rollie. The rose gold is not, you know how you wear something a lot because it's like your favorite and you get used to it? It's one of those type of situations. You know what I'm saying? I think I want to switch over to something that I don't usually wear. You know? We got the Daniels collection. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to switch it up. And I got the travel case. I usually keep the travel case with me. The AD travel case. So before we get started with the show, I am going to switch up. I have an idea of what I want to wear. I actually am thinking of going black on black on black with that joint right there. I love this watch. This is one of my favorite watches. Or instead of going with the rose gold, give y'all a comparison. Who texted me? Instead of going with the rose gold, we're going to go like a different week. So tell me which one y'all like most. This is the rose. This is the regular gold. Which one y'all like most? Both of these is Prezzies. Pick one. Let's actually, you know what? Let's play a game. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go with pick one. So we're going to go comparison to comparison, and I'm going to let y'all choose which watch. Rose or regular? See, rose, regular. Which one y'all like better? Rose or regular? Rose, regular. Rose. I see more rose than regular. Oh, I see some regular. All right, I see more rose. All right, so we're gonna put the regular up. All right, so now let's go with this one. GMT Master. I'm gonna go GMT Master or Rose Prezzy. GMT or Rose Prezzy. I see black on black. Rose, Master, Rose, GMT. All right, I see way more GMTs. All right, cool. So let's switch this up. Are we going to go GMT or root beer? All right. Now, the root beer is rose. This is rose gold right here. So we're going to go with GMT. We're going to go root beer. Now, this is rose gold in the middle, too. So GMT or root beer? Which one y'all like? I see a lot of GMT match the road. GMT. Some root beers. All right, a lot of people saying GMT. All right, now. This is regular gold. This is not rose gold. We're going to go with the blue joint. This is the sub, all right? I love Submariners. With the date, sub date or black on black, GMT. This is a sub date. It's the blue joint or the black on black. Which one? Damn, y'all love this GMT. You like the sub? Oh, some people like the sub. I got more GMTs. All right, so we're going to this. Y'all like this one. I like this one too. All right. We got, I already know y'all not going to go with this one. This is the one I use up when I dress up. So I already know y'all. I'll let y'all pick between this one. Which Rolex? This is more of a dress up watch I use when I go out. That's a lot more low key. It's just a regular date just. I already know y'all gonna go with this one, right? All right, yeah, you're already going with that one. All right, we're gonna do one more. Actually, to be honest with you, I want to go with the Omega, the rose gold Omega, but I'm not gonna go with that one. So we're gonna do one more. All right. Now I'm gonna see where y'all head is at right now. It's the big dog. All right. We gonna go because see, I saved it for last because it looked like y'all like black on black. All right. This one is the Sky Dweller with the chocolate face and the rose gold. Bam. Now, the Sky Dweller, for those of y'all that may not be familiar with timepieces, is worth more than the presidential. The presidential is celebrated in the rap community, the black community, the white community. People love the Prezi because it's solid gold all the way through, right? This is solid gold. It's heavy as hell. But the Sky Dweller actually costs more and is worth more than the Prezi. But this is a rose gold Sky Dweller, all right, with the rubber band. And it's got the chocolate face on it with the slats. You see the slats on it? The rose gold slats? That or which one y'all want? You see how big this one is? How much bigger this one is compared to this? Woo! I see a lot of people saying the Sky. I see a lot of people saying Sky, 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 Sky. I see some GMTs, some people saying the Sky. All right, everybody's saying the Sky. We're going to go with the Sky. All right, that's what we're rocking with today. So I'll probably wear this for a few. See it? Bam. Bam. This is a gorgeous watch. It's one of my favorite watches. I usually wear a Prezi on the daily. It's one of my favorites right there, though. See that? All right. That's what we're doing. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Kevin Samuels, he liked APs. I'm just an old school 80s babies, 90s made me Rolex dude. That's my favorite brand. It's always gonna be my favorite brand. I'm actually on the list for a new Patek Philippe. I'm on for a new Patek. Y'all call them a Patek, but a Patek Philippe. I'm on the list for that, so we're gonna see how that go, and we're gonna go from there. So that's what you got. All right. Hey man, to think that a young dude from Detroit grew up in the inner city is sitting here with the best view in the city. There is no better view than what I got in the city. To think that we sitting here having a conversation on a show called The Millionaire Morning Show is crazy, bro. It's insane to think about, bro. Somebody said, nah, Anton, we got to level up to the Richard Mille. I don't like that watch. I don't. I think that is a watch that has been popularized by culture, rappers. I don't look at that watch. Because, see, that's the thing that people got to understand. You know, we about to get started with the show. When you get into stuff, when you start really loving life, you buy the things that you truly love. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's beyond the cost of it. It's not about, you know, what everybody else likes. You don't do it for the clout. You do it because you love it. You buy the things that you truly enjoy. And so for me, I'm not going to buy something because everybody else does it. I'm going to buy something because I truly love the look of it, the brand, appreciate it. The Richard Mille, it doesn't do anything to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just expensive. When I see a lot of people buy those watches, and I'm not saying that everybody is buying a watch just for clout, but when I see a lot of people buy that watch, first of all, most of the people that seem to buy that watch don't really understand timepieces. They don't understand Swiss movement. And I'm not saying I'm the biggest expert, but I continue to enrich myself with knowledge about it because I truly love and appreciate the craft, the mechanical movements, the all of that type of stuff. And most of the people that buy those watches, they buying them just because it's clout. They buying them to say that I got it, not necessarily because they love it. And I love watches. That's why I bought the Omega. I love my Omega. I love my Seamaster. I love this watch. I absolutely love it. Now it's about 8,000-9,000. I think I paid like 8,000 for this watch or something like that. But I love it. Look at the details in it. Look at the face. See the face? I love this watch. So it's not only morale. Let me tell you, bro. I am the type of person that when I buy a car, I drive the car. I'm not worried about the miles on it. I'm not worried about the appreciation or depreciation. Is it nice to have assets that appreciate? Absolutely. But when I get things that I love, I get them because I want to use them. I don't baby my stuff. I wear my stuff. You know what I'm saying? What is this? Hello? You crazy. Hold on, let me call you back. I'm on the live stream. All right. I don't baby my stuff. When I get my cars, I drive them. I'm not worried about, is it going to keep its value? Is it going to appreciate, depreciate? No, I buy it because I love it, because I want to wear it, because I appreciate it, because I enjoy it. So it's not about whether or not it holds its value, the Richard Mille, if it holds its value. It's about if I actually love it, and that's the reason that I'm going to buy it. All right? Like real car people drive their cars. They don't sit them up so that everybody could look at them so that they could try to sell them when they get 70. What's the point of having a fast car? What's the point of having courtside seats if you're not going to be a true basketball fan? You know what I'm saying? What's the point of having a sick car that you just going to sit it in the garage and hide it? No, those are masterpieces. They are things that are awesome. That's why I gave my 96 Impala to my brother, because he would be able to appreciate it more because I don't have the capacity to drive it. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I go into my garage, that's not the first car that I jump into. So I'm like, bro, you going to appreciate this way more than it wasn't no holiday. It wasn't his birthday. It wasn't nothing. He just asked me for it. He was like, bro, because he's more obsessed with the car than I was. So he's like, bro, you got to let me get this car. And I'm like, I bet, bro. Like, you can have it, because those are cars that need to be driven. Those are cars that need to be showed off. You still need to take care of them, but you got to drive it, bro. Drive the car. Wear the watch. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, address the comment about the side chick, please. What's the comment about the side chick? Is it a super chat or something? Michelle Ward, where is it at? I love the chat. People don't know that. Like, I actually embrace the chat. She said, I'm here for the side chick info. Are you going to address that, Mr. Conservative? What's the side chick info? What is it that you would like to know? Ask me directly. She don't know no better, but we gonna get to it. Listen, I don't do gossip. She talk about Mika. Did y'all not hear me call my chick? And she says that her and Mika are good friends. Their birthdays is at the same time, around the same time, that she love her. You talking about, hold on. Give me a second. Talking about Mika? Talking about her right here? Her? See, this is the one that I've been married to for over 20 years. And then this is Mika right here. So what is there to address? I don't really talk about my personal life like that. I try to keep that separate. So I'm trying to what is it that y'all interested in? What is it that y'all want to know? Said no married man or woman should be traveling with an unmarried person. What y'all have no clue what y'all talking about. Zero clue. And just for the sake of conversation, I do what I want to do. Nobody can tell me what to do and what I'm gonna do. Nobody can tell me what I can and can't do. So I'm not really sure what that means. No, you can't do that. You are tied down and can't do what you want to do. I do what I want to do. Listen. The minute that you actually see somebody ever come online, I've been online for over 13 years now. I know it's a waste of time. But I like to interact with the chat because the chat is a part of the show. The minute that you see somebody come online and actually say, you know what, Anton is a POS because this is what he did to me and I'm his side chick, or I'm a chick that did this and I did that, then address me. In the amount of time that I done been online, you've never heard a peep, whisper, or anything about anything. So I think that we should go ahead and get to the show. What do y'all think? Ain't never been a guy that said Anton pissed me off about a chick. Ain't never been a chick that said Anton and never did nothing dirty. So anybody that's out here trying to dirty Mac or snitch or nothing like that, you ain't got to worry about that. Now, this is what I will say. This is what I will say. This is what I will say. For people in a culture who has a divorce rate that is over 50%, where the single mother rate is through the roof, the last thing that you need to worry about is me. I don't have any illegitimate kids. I'm not destroyed, none of that stuff. So y'all have to fix home first. You have to really get your own life in order. All right. It's not really about me because I'm in a really great space. It's really about for a culture that is so messed up, I'm surprised that y'all even having this conversation with me. For a culture that is so broken, I am surprised that y'all are even having this conversation with me. Thank you, Stacy. For all of these people that are so broken, that is so weird to me. Anyways, y'all ready to get started with the show? Here for the entertainment. That's what I do. I entertain. I entertain, Sierra. Now, what I will tell you is this. What I will tell you is this, hey, Sierra Holmes. What I will tell you is this. What I will tell them is this. Somebody said, what's surprising is that I entertain a question. I love the chat. Are you new here? Are you new here? I always entertain the chat. That's what I do. The chat is a part of the show. Why y'all think y'all can say some of the craziest shit and I don't censor y'all? But what I will say is this. Let me go ahead. What up, OG Rihanna? What I will say is this, though. I am taking applications. I got a new tour coming up this year. It's called the I Choose You 2 tour. And so for the ladies, if you choose me, I choose you back. Listen. Everybody knows that sometimes my boxolitis can flare up, meaning that my attraction to women that love me is crazy. It's insane. I have a weakness, and it tends to be the ladies. So if you are a woman and you're gorgeous and you're putting your best self forward, I take applications. No big backs. No big backs. I do not do big backs. I do love my big backs, but I just think that they have so much more potential than what they present in me. And I don't think that they put in their best foot forward. So I am taking applications. If my ladies are looking to console a good man that spends his time and his energy focusing on what's best for the community, and you want to make sure that I'm comfortable, city to city, state to state, call me, hit me up, send me a DM, say, Anton, I really do want to be in your presence, and I want to make sure, and let me also add into this, Snow Bunny's welcome. I don't discriminate. If you are a good person and you are a person that can make sure that I am in the best space possible, then I do definitely welcome creeds, races, snow to snow, all of that. All right. So for the people that are asking me, Anton, why you this, why you that? Oh, no. I still love the ladies. I absolutely adore you ladies. Y'all are the most, man, do you know what it's like to be in the presence of something soft that smell as good as they smell? No? You my baby girl? I know you are. I know you are. I know you are. Oh, you want some? Oh. Listen, I like them older too. I like them older too. I like them older. Listen, I have a preference. The older the berry, the more sour the grapes. You know what I'm saying? Michelle. Don't worry about it. Trump got a new RX program. We're going to talk about it today. He's announcing some new healthcare coverage and medicines that he got going on. You got bigger things to worry about. Don't worry about it, baby girl. This is not your cup of tea. I get it. I understand. But listen, I love you too. I love you too. All right? Okay? I love you too. Got to get them edges worked on though too though. But you know, like I said, some people like to put their best foot forward, some not so much. You got the edge thief that you got to worry about. And I think that you present yourself well. I appreciate you for putting your profile picture up, but if you're going to unsubscribe, also go ahead and get some prayer for them edges. All right. All right, y'all. Make sure you hit see, you crossed the line. Never mention my chick. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I think a lot of these women are just upset at the idea. A lot of people just upset at the idea that they're not chosen. I have a certain capacity. You know what I'm saying? I get women that reach out to me all the time. Anton, please come holler at me, whatever. Now I got to start discriminating. You know what I'm saying? She remind me of she's a pretty black woman. Kind of got that Lady Eloise thing going on though. I'm not Marcus. I ain't into that right now. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a certain mood for them to be older. You know what I'm saying? Having that what's the name of that perfume? That White Pearls or something like that? Diamonds or something. What's the name of that perfume? Marcus. I'm not on that right now. Marcus, darling. I don't have that type of energy right now. All right. White Diamond. Yeah, Liz Taylor. White Diamond. Oh my God. Anyways, White Diamond, the grandma perfume. All right, y'all, let's rock out. Y'all ready to get started with the show? My boxolitis is flaring up. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of these Cash App super chats, and then we're gonna go ahead. I don't have any panties on, Michael. It's showtime. It's showtime. Hold on, let me call my realtor. Texting.
Good morning.
Hey, Coop.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really, really well. When your people went over there to photograph yesterday, the snow wasn't done?
You were breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
When your people went over there to photograph yesterday, the snow wasn't done?
No.
All right, I'm gonna have to check on that. They told me that the snow was getting done. They said they did it yesterday. I don't know if they did it afterwards or what. I'll check on that, and then I'd have to get.
I got the photos. I just got the photos this morning. Definitely is not plowed or anything.
Oh, you got them this morning? Okay.
Yeah. Photos are ready to go. I'm literally in front of my computer about to put some stuff up. I just need to know the size of the basement square footage and how much of it is finished.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You can text that to me whenever you get that information. It's not a problem. But if you want, I'll just hold off on showings today.
No, why?
No. Well, just till the snow's cleared up.
All right, I made a phone call, so we're supposed to have somebody going over there as soon as possible. So I'll let you know as soon as they tell me that it's done.
Maybe I can start them at like 3 p.m. today. What do you think? I can go over there, check it out.
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over there. I'm downtown, but I'm gonna go over there after I get off of a live stream. So I'll see what's happening.
Okay, I was gonna take some video too, and then get that going, and then drop off some booties and signs and stuff like that.
All right, cool.
So
all right, I'll call you in a couple hours.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll put this up, and I'll just block showings up until like 3 p.m. And then if anything changes, they get done sooner, I can just open that up even more. But a couple hours is no big deal.
Okay.
All right, cool. Thanks, Anton.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
All right. You said, am I selling the property? Nah, I don't sell property. I keep all my. Come on, Corey. If you're a bag chaser, you know I don't sell anything. I keep all of my assets. This is for a property that I just finished that I'm renting out. So just finished building a new property, and so it's a showing to get it rented out because I want it rented out by February 1st with a move-in date by February 1st. So I don't sell no assets. Zero, zilch, nada. I never sell an asset ever. Not a real estate asset, anyways. So, all right, y'all ready to get started with the show? Let's get to the Cash Apps, and then we'll go to the Super Chats. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my dog Ray Sean for the 100 ball. My greatest student ever. Millionaire Ray Sean. Shout out to Ray Sean, man. I love Ray Sean. My newly minted, he ain't even 30. And we made this nigga a millionaire. That's one of the best bag chasers ever. Shout out to Mike, that dude. I appreciate you, Mike, that dude. Spencer Campbell. I appreciate you, Spencer Campbell. I wonder if any of my ops have ever made any of their friends millionaires, or are they all still dependent on them? If they keep the faucet on, just give them a little bit of a sip so that they can make them dependent on them. Because if you can't make your friends millionaires, if you can't get your people no money, if you can't make them rich, if you can't ultimately give them the game and give them the alley-oop in order for them to do their own thing so that they can go off and be great by themselves, if that's what they want to do, then I don't think that you the big homie. I don't respect big homies that's not big homie. And I don't respect big homies that reach out to the little homie so the little homie can crash out for them. I think you should always put in your own work. I think you should always put in your own work. I don't respect the big homie if the big homie got to tell the little homie, hey, I need you to crash out for me or I need you to hold me down. I don't respect that. The little homie is supposed to reach out to the big homie so that the big homie can either put him on, give him some advice, or guide them the right way and put them in a position so that they can go off and do their own thing. That's the big homie. Again, the culture is messed up. The culture is messed up. You never supposed to get the little homie, hey man, you know what my homies do? You know what they do? Hey, Anton, man, I'm ready to. I said, nah, chill out. That's not what we doing. Stand down, slow motion. Don't do no live streams. Don't start defending me. Don't go out on my behalf. Don't crash out. Don't do none of that. Focus on running it up, getting the money, and go in. Focus on that. We don't do that. You know what we do? We put our own work in. We stand on our own too. We do what we do. We be the example for the next group of people that's supposed to run it up. That's what we do. So when I see Craig Smith, shout out to Craig Smith. I like him. Wasted talent. Seems to put themselves in the wrong position. I know that they in crash out mode because they trying to defend their big homie. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Craig, man. Shout out to Craig. I like you, bro. I think that you a really good guy, honest to God. In every way, shape, and form, I think that you are a really, really good guy. But I just be looking at y'all relationship and how y'all moving, and I'm like, damn, this nigga's still a little homie in his 40s, 30s and 40s. You still putting in work. You know what I'm saying? Like, Craig do what my nephews do. They in their early 20s. You know what I'm saying? They still figuring it out. It's almost like arrested development. You know what I'm saying? It's like an arrested development type of shit. I don't know what that is. Honestly, I don't know what that is. Craig just doing what he got to do. You can't blame him. Okay, I get it, then. I get it. I feel you. All right. Niggas is out here crashing. You jumping fences in your 40s? You supposed to be catching flights. This nigga said he parked his car. He drove and he parked his car and then he jumped the fence. I'm never jumping fences, nigga. I'm walking in. I'm a walk in regular. What? What kind of direction is that? And I be thinking about, and these are supposed to be the OGs. These are the niggas that y'all listen to. And y'all be like, yeah, man, that's a real one. No, this is called arrested development. See, as I cook these niggas, and as I continue to go down this pathway of arch villain, as I'm in my villain era, and I know that the little homies is on the look at me. You got niggas that's trying to bandwagon, man, I want to debate Anton. I want to debate. You want to alley-oop? Why y'all not hollering at y'all big homie to get the alley-oop? I see all of these content creators. They trying to catch a wave. I see the clout chasing. I see all of that shit. I see you can't do me and think you can be you. They doing anything. They doing anything. Niggas is willing. That's why I call these niggas gay, honestly, because these niggas is willing to do anything to get on. Anything. Oh man, I want to do it. I do it. I crash out for you. Nigga, fight your own battles. Do your own. You got some shit that you need to figure out for yourself. You got stuff that you got to figure out for yourself. What are you doing worrying about what other grown men has got going on that's not even got nothing to do with you? The reactors are supposed to react. Oh man, I disagree with Anton. I agree with Anton. They crazy or whatever. They didn't want to insert themselves in some shit that ain't even got nothing to do with them. This is what we call clout chasing at the highest level. This is click farming, clout chasing. These niggas don't know how to create no motion for themselves. Oh man, yeah, man, I want to get involved. You ain't got nothing better to do. You don't have no business to take care of on your own. You ain't got nothing to do. I want to insert myself into it. Nigga, I thought this was an A and B conversation. Why do we have people that want to insert themselves into things that have nothing to do with them instead of just react? That's what they're supposed to do, just react. Do what I gave the internet a STEMI package. I gave the internet a STEMI package. Everybody's supposed to be getting money. Bro, if you're not doing at least 100,000 views minimum off of this content with all of the different shit that I done gave y'all over the last 3 days, then what the fuck we doing? Everybody's supposed to be eating, B. Everybody's supposed to be eating. Now niggas want to take it to the third. It's like, all right, fam, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. This is a Christmas gift. An after Christmas gift for everybody, and they don't even know how to capitalize the right way. But like I said, God bless y'all. I hope everybody is doing well. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, all of that. Wesley Turner says 2026 is the year of God's dark. Talk about it. Talk about it. I'm in my villain era. This is the year of the bag chasers conquest. King says God always big dog bag chasers. We going up. If y'all not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. You know what the funniest part about this is, about this whole situation? I see niggas reacting to it that say that they would never fuck with me, or that they would never, like, they watch my content, they know who I am, but I would never fuck. And it's like, but you taking a STEMI pack too. Cause look, when it's people that I really don't fuck with, I never mention them. You've never seen me do a reaction to Nick Fuentes just because it was the thing that was trending at the time. Because I don't give a fuck about Nick Fuentes. So if I really don't fuck with you, then I don't even react. I don't even mention. I don't even have a conversation about. I don't put your name in the thumbnail and the title because I know that gives you more visibility. These niggas is liars. They're liars. They fuck with me. Let me tell you about the black community. They fuck with me, and they mad that a lot of y'all fuck with me. Listen. Can I talk my shit for the rest of the week? Can y'all give me grace? Let me tell y'all about the black community. This is what is so fearful about people that have this negative disposition and want to keep y'all on a Democratic plantation. The majority of people, black people don't know that the majority of the people that actually subscribe to me are black people. Of my 1.8 million plus subscribers, the majority of people actually are black. But here's the thing that they don't want you to know. Because I actually have the majority of black people fucking with me, why do you think that all of them hit a ceiling? Black people been waiting on somebody that actually came through that could substantiate their argument, is a reflection of the thing that they advocate for, that stand on business and is not promoting this bullshit. So they fuck with me. And because they mess with me, these niggas is like Power Rangers, right? They're with all of our powers combined, we can try to take him down. You can't fuck with the people's champ. You can't mess with the people's champ. Why do you think I do 100 million plus views a month? Majority of black people are on my side. If you look at all of the reaction videos, you go on Twitter and all of that, TikTok, I'm him. And the white community love me too. I'm him. I am an anomaly. I am the North Star. I am the anomaly. I'm the anomaly. I am him. I am him in every way, shape, and form. I'm the thing. And so what's fearful for these black people, black culture that has been so toxic, is that I'm breaking stereotypes. I'm breaking bullies. And they don't want that to happen because I am the person that they actually would like their son to be like. And so they're fighting the demons within themselves. When you see these people feeling some type of way, it's a reflection of the demons that they exercising within themselves. They hate the fact that they are the way that they are, and then they don't want to change because then they're gonna feel like, oh man, I sold out because they said too many things that would be contradictory to what their behavior would have to be. Because then that would mean that you actually had to take care of your kids. Then that would mean that you would have to stop creating so many broken homes. Then that would mean that you would have to actually be responsible for creating jobs. Then that would mean that you would have to stop actually doing degenerate shit inside of your community. You would have to stop promoting that, but you cater to it because that is the thing that keeps you up financially. And so instead of them doing the right thing, the real sellouts is the niggas. The real sellouts are the niggas. It's the people that do the degenerate shit. And so because I'm holding up a mirror to the community and saying, fuck you, unapologetically, and that we need to do better, we need to take care of our kids, we need to be better for our community, we need to stay in the cities that are majority black and then build it up instead of running away from it and saying, but I'm from there, because we not doing that and we running, and then you let somebody else come into your community, push you out of your property, sell your grandmama home when she died, and then act like the system is against you. We got majority black cities that we were born and raised in, and we run from it instead of running into it and pouring into it. And we give all of our money to these fucking universities. You don't even know where your money going. The majority of your life force, your money, your resources, everything that you've ever stood for goes into the hands and the pockets of somebody else. And you say that you're for your people. None of these people are for their people. None of these people actually put no money in other people's pockets to the extent that it will actually be meaningful change. They don't donate to their universities. They don't go back and then actually give scholarships back to the people in their community and their high schools. They don't take care of the homeless people in their communities. They don't put no money in no pockets of nobody that's not actually on camera and behind the scenes that allow for them to be able to really benefit and grow and go into the next thing. They don't take in young people and mentor them and actually show them how they can then become millionaires so they can be more successful than they was. They gatekeepers. Niggas is gatekeepers. Black culture has been gatekeeping for a long time. I give you free game, free information. I show you the receipts. I actually help people. And I'm still in the city that I was born and raised in. And that's what they try to do. They try to tear you down. Boy, y'all ain't nothing but plants. The real plants is the ones that's calling people plants. The real plants are the ones that are calling people plants. It's a deflection. It's a deflection. I'm too smart for them. I'm too intellectual. I could communicate too effective, but I could relate. And I know what's really happening in the streets because I was born and raised in it. And so it makes me a threat. I am the most dangerous black person outside of maybe a Candace Owens on the internet. There is nobody with a platform and a microphone that is as matter of fact and forthcoming with the things that they are saying and is a truth teller more than there is nobody more dangerous than a black man that is knowledgeable, that is willing to call out the bullshit and also willing to stand down or stand 10 toes down in the communities that they was raised in. There's nobody that does it. Nobody. Nobody. So they all are, think about it. Think about it like this. I got to get to it, but I got to be led at the same time. So I'm going to go with what I'm going to go with. Think about this for a second. You have 1,000 tough guys on the internet. All of these guys got platforms. First of all, they're not even supposed to be no internet type niggas. They supposed to be gangsters in real life. But we going to digress on that. All of these thousands of tough guys that are doing this stuff and saying what they would have did and what they could have did and what they should have did and all of this shit. I'm one nerd. Why is everybody, if it's not a big deal, why is one nerd got the whole internet in shambles? In shambles. Niggas is acting like they cities just got invaded. They're all combining powers, calling each other, texting each other. They got group chats. These is grown men, 30, 40, 50 years old. They in group chats trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. They in group chats. These niggas, these is grown. Do you know I have no group chats with men? I have no group chat. These niggas is in group chats trying to figure out what the fuck to do, how we gonna strategize. I'm one man. One man got these niggas in a chokehold. In a chokehold. What the fuck is going on? The world that flipped upside down. It's 2026. We gonna start this shit off right. Fuck these niggas. Fuck them. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. Let them work together. Let them combine their forces. Shout out to you Power Ranger ass niggas. We know who the pink Power Ranger though is. That's Corey. And we already know what he's going to do. He's going to take his little crooked hand. My backdooria? I don't fuck with the backdooria. Man, fuck these niggas, man. Because that's why yo bitch, they only cost $200. Same old tired jokes. Because, man, fuck, the Hollywood is so off. Fuck these niggas, man. It's the microphone. Fuck it. Tired, niggas. It's tired. Tired. These niggas is tired. It's time to retire these niggas, man. Time to retire these niggas. They gonna send their people on you. They broke. What do you mean they gonna send their people? They broke. Man, these niggas ain't got no money. Man. Why are y'all letting these people trick y'all and fool y'all? Why are y'all letting these people trick y'all? I tell you what. This is the new challenge. This is a new challenge. This is the new challenge. I'll concede and say Corey won under one condition. I'll concede and say Corey won under one condition. I want y'all to be very clear. He's older than me. He's more famous than me, allegedly. But here's the challenge. Here's the challenge. We have to play Big Bank, Take Little Bank. And we can put up, because I seen that nigga complaining about $20,000 for a lawsuit. $20,000, nigga. I spent that yesterday in the Gucci store. Real talk. Went to the Gucci store and spent $20,000. I don't even think about that shit. We got to play Big Bank, Take a Little Bank, though. Whatever he got against my stock portfolio, and we could put it up 100,000, 250. Shit, I'm willing to go up to $500,000. Winner takes all. I put up a $500,000, you put up a $500,000, and then winner take all. Because that's what we do in Detroit. We play Big Bank, Take Little Bank. We don't do none of that, all that talking shit. Big Bank, Take Little Bank. We can put up whatever he want to put up. $500,000, 100,000, whatever. Minimum 100. We can go up to a $500,000 big. And this is a straight up serious challenge. Winner takes all. Show our brokerage accounts. And winner takes all. Fuck all that gangster shit. I'm a money man. Ooh. All right, let's go ahead and get into the show. What up, Janelle? I like your pearls. God always, big dog bag chasers. We going up, says King TC. Bitcoin Brown in the building says, AD, I need to get on the calendar soon, boss, if possible, to get with you about to get the hat pre-sale link. All right, I got you. I'm gonna actually call you this weekend. Link says, it's a dope picture. Salute, my boy. Thank you for the stock club. You helped me and my lady so much. Shout out to Link. I'm glad I was able to help y'all. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Marlo Reed says, super sticker. What up, though? Grizzly says, yo, Anton, just tapping in with you. Hope all is good. And I just joined the Bag Chasers. Shout out to the new Patreon members and the new Bag Chasers. Michael Mitchell says, Anton, did you ever decide to get the Land Dweller Rolex? I called my people and told them to get it. If it ever comes available, I'll fly out to go get it. Or if it comes available here, I'll go get it. Long Way ENT says, what do you think about the Rolex Explorer? It's a good starter watch. Any Rolex is going to be a good watch. It's a nice watch. You just have to love the watch. Sterling says, these dumb folks don't understand the game, really believe you're effing Mika. Just told my boy, real players know better than that, my guy. Listen. Here's the rules of the game. You never, ever get into anything physical or romantic with somebody that you do business with. Never, ever put the money ever on the line before the women. Or don't put the women before the money. You never mess up a good thing, or you never mess up what it is that y'all doing in order to run up a bag for pussy. Nigga, rule number one is you never fuck up the money for no girl, ever. And I love Mika. Mika is gorgeous. She's beautiful. But let's be clear. It's money to go get. I don't have no time to be dealing with feelings. The fuck is y'all on? Nigga, when I was in corporate America, I didn't deal with these chicks. I did what it is that I had to do. I had to run up a bag. The fuck is y'all on? We don't do that. It's for niggas that lack discipline. Laymar on there says, Anton, you motivate me to clock so much loot. I've learned a lot in the last 4 months of watching this show. Keep going, my Detroit brother. Shout out to him. Today is my B-Day bag chaser. Shout out to the bag chasers. Oh, shit. Shout out to Danielle Mitchell. I appreciate you on PayPal, says no one heard of Corey before he owned his own dirty blood money. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Shout out to the bag chasers, M89A412. Jay Hunter Lee says people trying to be messy, all gossip, no gospel. Talked about that talk. Sterling says they really don't know AD. Shout out to Sterling. The real Inger, I appreciate you for the 2-ball. Cynthia Haynes says, good morning, sir. Truth be told, Rita and me ain't going nowhere. AD keep doing the Lord's work. Mr. Lot says, feel free to send any extra work to Mr. Lot's LLCs. It's like a startup, not as much money, but plenty to do. Talk about it, Mr. Lot. Tropical Imp. There we go. Y'all telling me what I want to hear. It says, blessings, handsome. Lord Anton and the bag chasers. Don't tell me what I want to hear. AP says, should I watch the Block Club from the beginning to understand investing? Well, Block Club is specifically for real estate. Stock Club is what we do as far as how I teach you how to invest in the things that's that you can publicly invest in. Then we got the content creation. Then we got the corporate America stuff, and then it's all segmented. I need to do a better job of grouping it into a collection, but I'm gonna work on that. I've been so busy. D Movement says, want to be a bag chaser? Is it something that you need to know about or etc.? Nope. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. Self-explanatory. T-Max says, appreciate you, bro. Keep getting it and building up others. I'm a bag chaser of a few months, and I'm here for the guidance. I'm building on your teachings to win the game. Win the money game. Salute, champ. Crimson. Oh, my God. I love this girl so much. I love her. I think I'm falling in love with her. I try to look away when she come on my screen, man, because, I'll be meeting these people in real life. Greetings and great day, Lord Anton. You did incredibly well, standing 10 toes down on 5150. I couldn't say more, but this is why you were deemed Lord Anton. Oh, my God, man. Oh, my God. I love you. I'm in love with you. Anton handing out barley loaves and fishes. It's a stimmy pack, McDice. Humberto Ramos says, what up, AD? Only 2 weeks into 2026. You're already about to make a milli off of this. Godspeed to you and your fan bag chasers. We up. Mrs. Gator says, my husband was selected to attend USA SMA, SMG Academy the same year Walz was. The logo for that class was no crybabies. Anton, if your people reject you, we Africans welcome you. Shout out to the Black Silver Chair. I appreciate you. They love me all over the world. Eddie Moda says, every day I'm thankful I discovered your channel, AD, and I'm glad that you're here. Just realized Corey and his broke bum-ass character in Black Jesus is the same person as Johnny Las Vegas. Dark Spartacus says, AD, don't you know it's like the scene off of Dark Knight? You got these ninjas in the basement during the day discussing how to get rid of you. I know. You want to hire the Joker? Want me to tell y'all who the Joker is on the internet? I'm not going to. I'm going to save that one. They all went to the Joker. And said, hey, man. The Joker said, I know how to get rid of the Anton. The Joker want half of y'all money to try to get rid of me. Corey Low-Key says T-Max Network got even more upset when you dropped that 500 ball in his chat last week. They hate to see you win. You just leveled up internet-wise this week, bro, says Double Agent Jason. Big brokerage take little brokerage. I don't even know if they know what a brokerage is, to be honest with you. Are you taking interns? Only if they look like Molly and Mika. Only if they look like Molly, Mika, Lex, Kimmy, Miss Sanchez, and Carrie. Those are only, and right now, those are the only interns that I'm taking. All right. Manny Plays PC says, damn, Anton, you got me questioning my group chat with the homies. TS Car Wash Detail Service says, tell Slim y'all need to watch the rip. All right, I'll tell him. Big Buck 850 says, what up, though? AD, check out that ASAP album. Janelle Crawford with the shit. Janelle, you throwing money at me like this? Are you throwing money at me like this, Janelle? You throwing a 50 ball, Janelle? Hey, you might need to DM me, bro, because I like women that got their own. I like women that like to trick off on me because I like to trick back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Long Way ENT says, rest in peace, 5150. Juan V. the second says, a talk with you and Craig will heal the world. For what? For what? Why would I talk to the why would I talk to the captain? I'm the captain now. Why would I talk to the captain? Bag Chasers, we up with Captain AD. Why would I talk to Why would I talk to Captain? Why would I talk to the captain? Why would I talk to the underboss? Why would I talk to Lieutenant Craig Smith? For what? If he wanted to talk to me, he should have been there. He should have been there. All right, man. Fuck all of this. Let's get to the money. I heard that Trump ended temporary protective status for the people over there in Minneapolis. Let me see something.
Administration has ended the temporary protection status for Somalis in the United States. We're taking a look here at a social media post courtesy of Fox News, and Fox News Digital saying this: the Trump administration is ending temporary protection status for Somalia, affecting several thousand Somalis currently living in the U.S. and several hundred currently living in Minnesota under the protection. Somali migrants with TPS will be required to leave the country by March 17th. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem told Fox News Digital in a statement, quote, temporary means temporary. Country conditions in Somalia have improved to the point that it no longer meets the law's requirement for temporary protected status. That statement went on to say, quote, further, allowing Somali nationals to remain temporarily in the United States is currently and contrary to our national interests. We are putting Americans first. Bringing us out to a live image that we have of the White House over in Washington, D.C., as I continue to cite some more of this reporting courtesy of Fox News Digital. Sources tell Fox News Digital that there are 2,471 Somali nationals currently in the U.S. under TPS, with just over 1,300 in the country with pending TPS applications. The move comes as DHS continues ICE operations in Minneapolis, Minnesota, after a widespread, roughly $9 billion fraud scheme involving members of the Somali community plagued the state. Fox News Digital learned that an estimated 600 Somali nationals who are protected by TPS live in Minnesota. Now, Somalia was granted temporary protection status in 1991 as a result of an ongoing civil war in the African nation. Former President Biden most recently extended the protection in September of 2024. Now, the decision to end TPS for Somalia also comes a day after Minneapolis, the Twin Cities there, Minneapolis and St. Paul, sued the Trump administration after a historic federal immigration enforcement operation was launched by ICE and DHS.
Listen. Why can't we agree on anything? Why can't we agree on anything? People hate Trump so much that they will disagree with their own talking points to try to go against him. You know what I used to hear all during Obama's term? All the way up until Trump wound up becoming president of the United States of America, the first term. Do you know what I used to hear during Biden's term? Why are people that are not from the United States of America taking our resources? Why do we use our tax dollars to support people that are not from the United States of America? Especially, right? Because I'm going to paint it to you from both sides. From the conservative perspective, we want lower taxes, more freedom to do what we want to do with our money, and lower property taxes. From the Democrat perspective, they want lower property taxes and more affordability, which is basically the same thing. They just reworded it. White people, because we're going to use black and white. We're not going to go in the middle right now with all of the other ones, simply because it's just easier to substantiate an argument. White people say, this is our country, this is our land, get out of America. Black people say, or black culture, this is our country, we deserve reparations. This is what they say. We deserve reparations. Why are we giving money to this person and this group, and we not focusing on the African descendants of slaves, American descendants of slaves, right? So why are people against Trump removing the protections, allowing for people to come over here and pretend like they're seeking asylum when they really just trying to come up financially? Deporting people that came over here illegally that then take up our resources. If we're rewording this to look a certain way, but in reality, when you start to break it down, for different reasons, different groups that traditionally don't see things the right way, and so they clash, want the same thing. And we have a president that, regardless of whether or not you actually like him as a person, is saying, well, we need to get these people up out of here that's not supposed to be here because they're not here legally, or they're taking advantage of taxpayers, or they're defrauding us and taking all of our money. Then why are we divided on certain issues that, if that's what you believe, it actually serves us both? Here's the thing, Mel Love. You said every black person in America is not a descendant of slave, but I get what you mean. The people that did it legally don't even like the people that's coming over here illegally. Because they say, and if you look at all of the different conversations that was happening during the 2024 election, they say, oh, you skipping the process. The people that are trying to do it legally are pissed off at the people that's taking advantage of the United States of America. And that's why I said people that are not supposed to be here, or people that are defrauding the United States of America, they don't fuck with the people that's over here doing it the wrong way because they messing up their bag. So it's all across the board. It's not about whether or not you actually are a descendant of slaves. That's why I said we're not going to get into the middle, and we're not going to do all of the other segregated groups or all of the other little groups. That's why I just kept it black and white in order to substantiate the argument, because I want to paint the picture and help you to understand that nobody except for people that hate Trump are protesting against this. So the only people that are having a problem with Trump doing the thing that's in the best interest of what people say that they want are the people that don't like Trump, and so they cutting off their nose in order to spite their face. Do you understand what I'm saying? If it serves you both for different reasons or similar reasons, are you telling me that you hate this man so much that you're willing to do whatever it takes because you know that ain't no other listen. No president is going to do what he does and be as transparent about why he's doing it. We never seen Kamala Harris until it was time to go to Ghana to advocate for LGBTQ and alphabet community in another country and push that shit on them like they pushed it on us with Obama, or when she started to pop out for the election. For 4 fucking years, she was whisper, quiet. We never seen her. Biden, at an occasion, we would see him disappear and stumble into the Amazon and get caught by the Secret Service. There is nobody that's going to execute on the agenda of the American people and do it transparently right in front of your face like Trump. Nobody. 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 So what are we complaining about? Why is this something that y'all are allowing to go on? Y'all got the loudest and said what y'all wanted. Y'all actually getting it. Y'all not necessarily getting it from the person that y'all say that y'all wanted it from. Nevertheless, you getting it. Nevertheless, you getting it. What's the problem?
Wild scenes like this in the Twin Cities playing out as state Democrats sue the federal government to try to stop the ongoing immigration enforcement operation.
Matt Finn is there on the ground in Minneapolis with the details. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Lawrence. Tomorrow marks 1 week since the deadly shooting of Renee Good here in Minneapolis, and the clashes between protesters and law enforcement are not slowing down. These tense moments as protesters appear to start throwing snowballs and water bottles at federal agents who can be seen tossing tear gas canisters into the crowd as they drive off. Protesters could be seen washing that tear gas from their faces with water. The crowd heard chanting, "These are their streets." Also yesterday, dozens of immigration agents surrounded by angry protesters chanting shame. Agents warning them to get back and using crowd control tactics including gas, pepper spray, and sting balls. Tensions continue to flare as both the state of Minnesota and Illinois file lawsuits against the Trump administration over federal immigration enforcements. Minnesota's lawsuit argues in part that immigration agents are invading Minneapolis and overwhelming the much smaller police force.
These people are ops. These people are not peaceful protesters. They are the opposition with their whistles. And they out here causing chaos, confusion, destruction, and they're not doing anything that actually helps us. They're dumb. They're stupid. They're idiots. They're out there mad because they're arresting and deporting people that's not supposed to be here. And let me tell you what else is interesting. Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants to be able to do what they want to do. Everybody wants the government to step in and ensure that they can do what they want to do. But nobody wants to actually see what the cost of freedom is. Everybody was against people coming in here illegally until we had to do the tough shit and do the ugly job of what it takes to get people out of here that's not supposed to be here, and they here illegally. Everybody want freedom, but you don't want to actually know what it takes in order to get that freedom. So you'll criticize the very thing that allows for you to be able to live the life that you want to live. Everybody want a hamburger. Don't nobody want to actually know that the cow got to get slaughtered in order to get it. Everybody want cheap products. As cheap as possible. Don't nobody want no child labor in order to go and get it, though. You don't want to know that the living conditions of people that are making your clothes in Vietnam and in China is less than ideal. You just want that shit as cheap as possible. Everything costs. Everything costs. Everybody got something to say about how we supposed to do it, but nobody is willing to do what it takes in order to get there. Everybody want to be rich. Everybody want to be an engineer, but don't nobody want to go to school. Everybody want to make what a doctor make. Everybody want to be a surgeon. Don't nobody want to actually go through residency. Everybody want cheap cars. Everybody thinks that they deserve a car. Nobody wants to pay the workers what the workers are asking for in order to get a livable wage and then pay American people in order to get it. Everybody wants everything and nobody wants to put in the work. And so freedom is not pretty. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. Nothing in life worth having is going to be easy or pretty to get. It takes sleepless nights. It takes people willing to put their life on the line. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. America has become a feminine creature at this point. You know why? Because that's what women do. You know what women do? They get mad at you when they say, and you say, what's wrong, baby? You don't spend no time with me. And you say, what? You don't spend no time with me. And you say, but look at the life that you lived, though. And you know what women do? I don't care about any of this stuff. I only care about being with you. I didn't see you turning down on first class flights. I don't see you giving up your car in order to go and get a used jalopy. I don't see you not, going and living the life that you want to live. I see you saying that this is the requirement that you want to live because you're so used to it already and this is what you want. Guess what? You know how we get all of that type of stuff? We work our asses off. And because we don't want to be average, we have to do abnormal things legally in order to go and get a bag because we want to do what we want to do when we want to do it. And you know what that freedom costs? You know what it costs for you to be able to sit at home or ride this plane or do this thing or live in this space or have multiple homes or be in this specific type of hotel room? You know what it costs to do that? Sacrifice. So when guys, similar to what is happening in our president of the United States of America right now. So when guys, when a woman says to a man, I don't care about any of this stuff. I only want to get your time. Do y'all know that that is disrespectful to the guy because of the work and the sacrifice and the time that he actually put in to allow for you to be able to live the life that you live? And you saying in so many words to him, this is the translation. This is the difference between what we see happening politically, and I like to break it down from a C student's perspective in order for y'all to understand what is really happening out here and really be able to conceptualize this. What you're basically telling him is that what he's doing and sacrificing is not meaningful because you want what you want, but you still spoiled as fuck about what it is that you think is meaningful to you, but you wouldn't talk to him or be happy in this space or as happy because you actually want to be with a person that is meaningful and resourceful and generous. You want a generous man, but you don't want to actually have to go through what it takes in order to be with a generous man. Because guess what? Generous men are busy. They're busy. You want freedom. You want lower costs of living. You want more plentiful jobs. You want more housing, cheaper housing, less taxes, all of this shit. Well, guess what? That means that we got to get the fraud up out of here. That means that we can't keep on spending money on healthcare and giving government food stamps to motherfuckers that's not even legal here. That means that we got to stop having all of this fuck boy shit and letting people take our jobs. That means that we have to become more educated. That means that we have to actually participate in our local elections. That means that we have to support our military. That means that we have to actually do some shit. We have to do some shit. In the same way, because life is a parallel across the board. How you are at home is how you are in your business, is how you are when you start to do things from a political perspective. It's how you are when you treat people in your church life. It's all a parallel. And so a lot of times when I see the very ones that are, that's why I say liberal white women, they got a look to them. Angry black women have a look to them. And I can tell how they vote, how they live their life, how miserable a man is that is in their life, whether it's their son, because they may have son husbands, or it may be a simp that is out there saying, happy wife, happy life. I can tell because your life is a parallel to how you live it, how you vote, how you advocate, and what you say online. You want to know why it's so easy to be able to tell whether a woman is a slut? Because they actually are a reflection of the thing that they do. You can't hide it because your life is a parallel. So if you talk to them long enough and you have a conversation with them long enough, you'll be able to find out exactly what it is that you're dealing with. You don't have to ask her body count because she's already telling you without telling you. I don't have to figure out whether or not a person is or they aren't. I already know. I can look at it and tell 1,000,000 times over. 1,000,000 times over. 1,000,000 times over. And that is why we call it Trump derangement syndrome. Because the exact same thing that Obama was doing when he was gearing up for ICE, it was whisper quiet. And that is also, listen, I'm giving y'all so much game right now. That is also, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. It's also why you can't get promoted at work. Are you paying attention to what I'm saying? You think that your lack of progress is because they're racist against you. It's not. It's because it's the same reason why people are rocking with Obama and he gave you pieces of shit, or he gave you some of the same things that Trump gave you versus actually rolling with Trump. They both did the same thing. As a matter of fact, Barack Obama deported more people than Trump. But why did they allow it? The same reason why you can't get promoted at work is because they don't like you. You think it's because they're racist against you, because every metric, every physical metric that you measure yourself by, I do other people's work, this and that, so on and so on, it's because they don't like you, because you are not a likable person. You don't know how to shut the fuck up, how to stroke some egos, how to make sure that you acquiesce and tell the people what they want to hear and tickle their ears a little bit. Tickle their ears a little bit. And so you think it's because they don't appreciate what you do. No, nigga, it's because you're not likable. It's because you're not a cultural fit, because you think you can come in and do what you want to do when you want to do it. Nobody give a fuck about your work. They care about whether or not you actually are a cultural fit. It's the reason why Barack Obama could do even more than Trump did when it came to deporting illegal migrants. And nobody said a word, a whisper. Wasn't no protest, wasn't no tripping about none of that. It was nothing. It was nothing. There was nobody out there saying anything. Because Trump is overt and you don't like him, that is the reason why you out there outside with your whistles. Trump went out there and said, yo, I took out Osama bin Laden. Hooray, hooray, the king is here, the king is here, hooray, hooray. He allegedly killed him. Went in there, they made movies on it. They capitalized, they wrote books about it. SEAL Team 6 got a raise in promotion. They was doing interviews and shit like that. He went in there and captured Maduro, and motherfuckers was like, oh my God, what are we doing? What are we doing? He didn't even kill him. He took him alive, threw a blindfold on the nigga, and did a perp walk, and niggas was crashing out. Oh, fucking God, what's going on right here? Niggas threw a pity party. Niggas threw a pity party. They say, man, we dumped Osama bin Laden in the ocean. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that shit at all. They said, we dumped him in the ocean. Hooray, hooray, hooray for the king. Hey, man, we captured Maduro, even though Biden put 25 M's on his head and they had raised it to 50 million on his head. Biden put 25 M's and then raised it to 50 million. Biden, Kamala, Biden, all of that. What the fuck is going on here? What's going on here? You know why? You know what the difference is? You know what the difference is? One person you decided that you like them, and the other person you decided that you hate them. That's what the difference is. That's the only difference between the actions. Trump actually is executing on the Democrat agenda from the 90s and the early 2000s. Everything that the Democrats said that they was about, because nothing that he's doing is even extreme. Everything that the Democrats said that they wanted and that they were about, that's the actual thing that Trump is executing on. Tariffs, China, all of it. Deportation of illegal migrants. All of this shit is stuff that Democrats said that they've been wanting to do since the 90s. Everything is what the Democrats said that they wanted to do since the 90s. He's not doing anything radical. The people said, hey, we want more transparency. We want to do this. We want to do that. Guess what Biden didn't do? And guess what people didn't do? Biden never released the Epstein files. They released over 300,000 Epstein files, and you motherfuckers didn't even bother to read them. They got a whole site out there that's dedicated for you to actually go through and read it, and nobody cared. But you know what everybody said? Release the files. They never said that shit under Biden. They said it under Trump. How come nobody pressured the Democrats to do it when they was in office, and they had 4 years to do it? Now, Trump said, you know what? I don't really want to do this shit, but I did say that I'm going to do it. All right, listen, we ain't got no choice. We got to release the files. Whispers. Nobody pressed Biden. Nobody pressed Biden. Nobody. Zilch. Zero. Nada. How come ain't nobody press Biden? How come ain't nobody? They got more energy for Trump than they do Bill Clinton, and Bill Clinton won't even show up. Hillary Clinton won't even show up to a subpoena. They ain't even acknowledging this shit. They're like, man, we're not answering no questions. We're not doing none of that shit. Nigga, Bill Clinton is over here walking around like a corpse, eating ice cream like Biden, acting like he don't know what's going on. Niggas all in the pictures, hanging out. Got the people on his lap and everything, and ain't nobody said shit. You can't get Whoopi Goldberg to talk about Clinton and them, though. You can't get Whoopi's big head to talk about none of that. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Why? Because we like one and we don't like the other one. Because Bill Clinton played the saxophone. And Obama sang to y'all, oh my God, that's my president. And Kamala Harris did their little 1-2 step. She was hustling. That's all we need. That's all we need is performative bullshit. And we just going, oh man, look, they got rhythm. Y'all didn't like the Trump dance. I don't like that motherfucker. I don't like that nigga. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like that motherfucker. I think he racist. Wait a minute. You didn't think he was racist before 2016? You didn't think he was racist before? Oh, is post 2016? Okay, so wait a minute. He got till he was 70 plus, and then he became racist. It wasn't before, it was after. 70 plus, he became racist. Before that, we was rocking with him. Okay. All right. All right. I just want to make sure that we understand what's going on. Want to make sure that we understand what's going on. Had him in the movies, had him in the rap videos, had him in their songs, was quoting him. All of a sudden, everybody just, all of a sudden, they you racist, nigga. You racist. You racist. How am I blocking somebody from the chat? I ain't blocking them. Who am I blocking from the chat? Who am I blocking from the chat? Okay, listen. What do you want to say that's so meaningful that I need to pay attention to what you got going on? The person that said that I'm blocking them from the chat is the person that said I'm blocking them. So if you was able to say I'm blocking you from the chat, then how are you blocked from the chat? Oh my God. What is it, Friday? Ah, shit. Old new subscriber again. What up, though? Welcome back. Welcome back. Anyways, you know I'm live streaming tomorrow and I'm live streaming Sunday just for y'all. So yeah, man, we're gonna get up. We're gonna get it up. We are live streaming all weekend long. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. We live streaming on Sunday and we live streaming on Saturdays, just to let y'all know. So, all right, let me read some of these super chats. Daniel Caesar said, marriage is like a conspiracy, says TS Car Wash. JVB Fit says, they want me to be a victim, but my family members own multiple properties and my uncles drive a Bentley with a 6th grade education. Let's get this money. Talk about it. Talk about it. Sid got something to say, says, thank you, AD, for being a real one. Hashtag bag chasers. What up, Sid? Like that picture you got going on there. Yo, Anton, you and the angry man are the realest, says Daniel, son of the 80s. Give me a second. Let me go wash my hands. It wasn't a silent sneeze. I had muted myself. Oh, man. Shout out to Crimson. My girl Crimson says, I'll be an intern, Lord Intern. Where you from? Where you from? I need to know where you from. What up to my girls? I ain't seen you in so long. What's up, Miss Arnold? Says, you been him and they want to humble you. Boss up even more, King. What's up, my baby? What's up, Stan? Stanacia? What up, baby girl? Yeah, I appreciate you for the 50 ball. Thank you, my love. Vuyo Matanda. Shout out to Vuyo Matanda. Jesse V. Royalty says TPS since 1991. 30 plus years of temporary is wild. That's my whole lifetime. See what I'm saying? And they had just renewed it during the Biden administration. Mr. Glucose Channel says ICE raids plus stop and frisk policy during Obama era in NYC was worse than the Trump era. You're absolutely right. I had to school my younger fellow officer of the purpose of Trump being able to conduct true law and order. Keep preaching. Yeah. Shout out to you, Miss Crimson. Lady Shan says most women want high-earning men, but want them to sit down in the house with them all day. I'm not one of them. Go ahead and do your thing. Space is epic. I like that. I like it when women love that we are busy. You saw Shannon and Mike's interview. I seen some of the clips. Well, Just the Brown Girl in America says, good morning to all. Happy Friday. And hey, Anton. What's up, baby? What up, though? All right, y'all. Let me see what else we want to talk about. Tim Walz had a speech. I heard that Kevin Hart sold his name and likeness. Tim Walz had a speech. I want to share that with you guys really quickly. Where's the speech at? There he is.
My fellow Minnesotans, what's happening in Minnesota right now defies belief. News reports simply don't do justice to the level of chaos and disruption and trauma the federal government is raining down upon our communities. 2,000 to 3,000 armed agents of the federal government have been deployed to Minnesota. Armed, masked, undertrained ICE agents are going door to door, ordering people to point out where their neighbors of color live. They're pulling over people indiscriminately, including U.S. citizens, and demanding to see their papers. And at grocery stores, at bus stops, even at our schools, they're breaking windows, dragging pregnant women down the street, just plain grabbing Minnesotans and shoving them into unmarked vans.
That's very interesting that he says that, right? Because what I've learned about politicians is that they like to paint a narrative. What I've learned about politicians is that they like to paint a narrative. They don't want to be honest. They don't want to be transparent. They don't want to be transparent. I reviewed a video of a woman yesterday where she said that she had got arrested and pulled out of her car. And it was because she was following ICE agents. She was following ICE agents around, chasing them, impeding an investigation, and then she wanted to play victim afterwards. They are not getting pulled out of their cars for no reason. It's not just a mistake. It's not any of that type of stuff. The reason that they are getting dragged up out of their car is because they are out here doing shit that they're not supposed to do.
I was violently arrested and detained by ICE 2 days ago with my friend in Minneapolis, and I want to share a little bit about the story just because I think it's important that people know. We were alerted that ICE was in our neighborhood, and so went to the scene to continue alerting the neighborhood that ICE was in the area. We've been doing this by blowing on our whistles, honking our horns. So we were following 2 ICE vehicles and doing just that when they got out of their vehicles, surrounded the car, pepper sprayed into the front windshield vent of the car, and then proceeded to come back and break the glass on both the passenger and driver's side of the vehicle and drag us out of the car and arrest us and take us to the federal detention center in.
They're not randomly going up to people that are minding their business and saying, get out the car, we're going to arrest you, you're pregnant, I don't care, we're going to take you into an ICE facility. These people are chasing these ICE agents around with their whistles, following vans, mocking them, getting in the way, throwing shit at them. They are around and doing the dumbest shit ever, and they are engaging these people. So when you then see a Tim Walz come on here and say, hey, listen, these people, they just coming in, they going into doing this, and no, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. They are dealing with the circumstances in front of them, and people want to make themselves martyrs. People that are going to work, taking care of their business, picking up their kids, cooking dinner, they're not having a problem. People that's out on dates, going to pay their bills, going to Pilates, they're not having problems. They are doing just what they were doing prior to ICE agents ever arriving there. These people are purposely putting themselves in harm's way. Some of them are paid agitators, some of them are not. And they are basically making themselves, trying to make it seem like they're victims, and they're not victims. So when I see this gaslighting from Tim Walz, I don't take this shit serious, bro.
No warning and no due process. Let's be very, very clear. This long ago stopped being a matter of immigration enforcement. Instead, it's a campaign of organized brutality against the people of Minnesota by our own federal government. Last week, that campaign claimed the life of Renee Nicole Good. We've all watched the video. We've all seen what happened. And yet, instead of conducting an impartial investigation so we can hold accountable the officer responsible for Renee's death, the Trump administration is devoting the full power of the federal government to finding an excuse to attack the victim and her family. Just yesterday, 6 federal prosecutors, including the longtime career prosecutor leading the charge to investigate and eliminate fraud in our state's programs, quit their jobs rather than go along with this assault on the United States Constitution. But as bad as it's been, Donald Trump intends for it to get worse. This week, he went online to promise that, quote, the day of retribution and reckoning is coming. That's a direct threat against the people of this state who dared to vote against him 3 times and who continue to stay.
Got that out of all of that? Got that out of all of that? Out of all of that. Now, this is what I remember from the Trump administration. I remember when he first got back into office again, he reached out to J.B. Pritzker, Tim Walz, Gavin Newsom. And you know what he did? He said, hey, guys, I want to work with y'all. Tom Homan said it. He went on a campaign tour. He said, listen, I want to work with y'all on finding the people, especially the ones that are committing the majority of the crimes that are not here legally. If you arrest them, if you wind up detaining somebody that is an illegal migrant, work with the ICE officers because they already committing a crime, and we gonna get them out of here and we'll take custody from them. And you know what they told him? They said, fuck you. We ain't doing nothing. Even if we already have them in custody, we gonna release them out to the wild so that they can roam amongst our people and we not helping you. He reached out to them to work with individual states, governors, and cities, and they all said, I don't care nothing about what is going on. We'll release them back into the wild versus actually turning them over to you even if they're arrested for a crime. So now he wants to make it seem like, hey, listen, they're against us. They're going to do this. They're going to do no. Don't play victim. Don't play victim. Don't play victim.
Stand up for freedom with courage and empathy and profound grace. All across Minnesota, people are stepping up to help their neighbors who are being unjustly and unlawfully targeted. They're distributing care packages and walking kids to school and raising their voices in peaceful protest, even though doing so has made many of our fellow Minnesotans targets for violent retribution. Folks, I know it's scary, and I know it's absurd that we all have to be defending law and order, justice, and humanity while also caring for our families and trying to do our jobs. So tonight, let me say once again to Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, end this occupation. You've done enough. Let me say 4 critical things to the people of Minnesota. 4 things I want you to hear as you watch the news and look out for your neighbors. First, Donald Trump wants this chaos. He wants confusion. And yes, he wants more violence on our streets. We cannot give him what he wants. We must protest loudly, urgently, but also peacefully. Indeed, as hard as we will fight in the courts and at the ballot box, we cannot and will not let violence prevail. You're angry, I'm angry. Angry is not a strong enough word, but we must remain peaceful. Second, you are not powerless, you are not helpless, and you are certainly not alone. All across Minnesota, people are learning about opportunities, not just to resist, but to help people who are in danger.
What the fuck does that mean? All across Minnesota, people are learning about opportunities not only to resist. What does that mean? What does that mean? Now, I'm slow, right? I'm a C student. I'm not that smart. I'm not the sharpest knife in the tool shed. So I always try to figure it out when I hear certain things and my ears perk up. I'm like, listen, I'm not that smart, but I'm smart enough to try to figure out what the hell is going on and why this guy is saying what he's saying. What does that mean? All across Minnesota, people are learning about opportunities to resist. So when I read and I study, and I read every day, sometimes I come across things that don't make sense to me. So I have to go and reread it. and I replay it and I reread it. And sometimes I even go and get an accordance, or I go and look up the definition of certain things, because I'm trying to understand the context by which they wrote what it is that I'm reading. So let's play it again.
People are learning about opportunities, certainly not alone. All across Minnesota, people are learning about opportunities, not just to resist, but to help people who are in danger.
So basically, they are encouraging people to impede and try to get in the way of ICE officers, Homeland Security, and the like from doing their jobs. Okay. Okay.
Thousands upon thousands of our fellow Minnesotans are going to be relying on mutual aid in the days and weeks to come, and they need our support. Tonight, I want to share another way you can help. Witness. Help us establish a record of exactly what's happening in our communities. You have an absolute right to peacefully film ICE agents as they conduct these activities.
What do you think that translates into? What do y'all think it's translating into?
So carry your phone with you at all times. And if you see these ICE agents in your neighborhood, take out that phone and hit record. Help us create a database of the atrocities against Minnesotans, not just to establish a record for posterity, but to bank evidence for future prosecution. The third thing I want to say to you tonight is, we will not have to live like this forever. Accountability is coming at the voting booth and in court. We will reclaim our communities from Donald Trump. We will reestablish a sense of safety for our neighbors, and we will bring an end to this moment of chaos, confusion, and trauma. We will find a way to move forward, and we'll do it together. And we'll not be alone. Every day, we are working with business leaders, faith leaders, legal experts, and elected officials from across this country. They've all seen what Donald Trump is trying to do to our state, and they know their states could be next. And that brings me to the fourth thing I want to say tonight, Minnesota, how incredibly proud I am of the way that you've risen to meet this unbearable moment.
I'm so amazed, bro, that of all of the things that we could have chosen to stand on, of all of the different causes and issues that we have inside of America, I mean, we still got fentanyl being pumped in through. Philly is fucked up. Meth is coming through. Dope boys is having their way. Price of the brick then went up because of what's happened over there in Venezuela. Cuba, you know what I'm saying? We have fucked up hospitals, poverty, homelessness. People are absolutely destroyed. We got so many things that is happening inside of our cities, our states, our communities. And the hill that we chose to champion, the thing that we chose to die on, is protecting illegal migrants and Somalis that are committing fraud.
But I'm not at all surprised, because this is who we are. Minnesotans believe in the rule of law, and Minnesotans believe in the dignity of all people. We're a place where there's room for everybody, no matter who you are or who you love or where you came from. A place where we feed our kids, we take care of our neighbors, and we look out for those in the shadows of life. We're an island of decency in a country being driven towards cruelty. We will remain an island of decency, of justice, of community, of peace. And tonight I come before you simply to ask, don't let anyone take that away from us. Thank you, protect each other, and may God bless the people of Minnesota.
Ops. All of them are ops. All of them are ops. All of them are ops. All of them actually want the worst things for Americans, and they're willing to put their lives on the lines in order to actually, let me tell you what's really happening. I want me to tell y'all what's really happening. Want me to tell y'all why they got the battery in these people's backs? The reason that they got the batteries in these people's backs is because they actually trying to protect the fraud because they are beneficial. They're beneficiaries to it. When it all comes back down to it, white liberal women, protesters, people that are doing all of this shit, they just the pawns, they sheep. They're sheep. They're pieces that are being moved around the board and sacrificed accordingly, whether you're sacrificing your time, whether you're sacrificing your energy, and they are actually protesting and fighting for an agenda that they don't even know that they are part of. People are being used as pawns and being moved around on the board in order to protect what's really going on. And that's to protect the king of fraud. That's to protect the business leaders. That is to protect the people that are doing the worst things to the community. And so that's really what it is. When you see people that are over here advocating and fighting, and whenever you start to question yourself, right? Whenever you start to try to figure out and say, what the fuck are we doing? Why is this such a big deal? Why is this the thing that we're putting all of our energy and billions of dollars into, and we're actually making signs and protesting and shit like that? Why would they spend all of that money on that? Why would certain people actually spend money to fund Democratic campaigns, protests and stuff? Because some people will say, you know, they'll name certain people. I'm not going to name their names or whatever because I don't have time for that shit. I don't need that type of energy right now. But they'll name certain people and they'll say, this person is funding this and this person is funding this and this person is funding this. You know why? Because they make more from the fraud and the government contracts and protecting their business interests. There's no billionaire or millionaire. All right. Remember this. If you don't remember anything else that I said during this live stream, there's no billionaire or millionaire that is willing to fund something without getting a return on investment. Now, because you don't know what that return looks like, that is why they're so fierce in protecting it, because it is always going to be more beneficial for them to protect it than to let you fuck it up. And so they're going to do everything that they can in order to protect the bag. It's always going to come back to money and power. Influence, money, power. Influence, money, and power. Listen, the Locks had it wrong. They said money, power, respect was the key to life. It's not. Money, power, and influence is the key to life. Money, power, and influence is way more impactful than money, power, and respect. Money, power, and influence. Because if you can influence somebody, then that means that you can put the battery in their back. Now, it's not always wrong to be influenced. The question that we have to ask ourselves is, are we being influenced to do the right thing? Because there are people that will influence you to better yourself. There's people that will influence you to improve your families. This is the squabble and the struggle that we struggle with within the United States of America, within our community. You know where the real war is? The real war is not with systematic oppression. The real war is not with reparations. The real war is not with what's going on in your household. The real war is the agenda that is being pushed, that is influencing people and who we pedestalize to then determine what it is that we're supposed to believe in, what we're not supposed to believe in, how we vote, how we don't vote. Do you know that people that sit there and tell you that voting don't matter, even in the local elections, that all they're doing is repeating a talking point from somebody else that they heard say that voting don't matters, that somebody else put into that person's mind to push an agenda into your life so that they can continue to control the narrative of what happens inside of your city. Why would they want to empower you with knowledge and information when they can keep you dumb? And all they have to do to keep you dumb is put somebody in front of you that you actually love and like. And it doesn't matter whether they tell the truth or not. The only thing that matters is whether or not you actually believe in them and you support them, because you're going to go blind. I'm always confused. I'm always confused. Niggas, let me tell you what people will do. They will question the word of God and say, why do you believe in Jesus and God? And put blind faith in people that don't even, it's not even a reflection of what they would want their kids to be like. People will put blind faith and support behind people that will openly tell you that they are pieces of shit, but that they entertain you, and then they'll question whether or not you actually believe as a Christian in God. The real warring, the reason that they say with great power comes great responsibility is because you then become responsible for the things that you tell people and how you influence them. So when I then get on here and say, listen, I know that this may not be comfortable. I know that this may not be the thing that makes you feel good, but it's the honest to God truth of how you should make a difference or move in order to be able to improve your life, your family, and also protect your salvation. That takes precedence over whether you actually like me. Why? Because with great power comes great responsibility. So I hold politicians to a higher standard. Why? Because they are responsible for how they impact other people. I hold influencers. I hold people with big platforms to a higher level of responsibility. Why? Because it's much more impactful in what they say versus what somebody else says that may not have much of an impact at all. Because you're leading people, whether you're leading them into the mire or you're leading them to honey, milk and honey, you're still leading no matter what. You're still leading. You're still leading. So I'm going to continue to be hard on people. And that's why I'm an equal accountability smoke giver. It's because anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. And I'm not above reproach either. I'm not above reproach. So you got to start listening and you got to start paying attention. And you have a decision to make. You have a decision to make as a person, as a human being, as an individual. Do I want to go left or do I want to go right? And that's why I say, do you want to stay on the plantation or do you want freedom? Because I'm not trying to tell you how to think. I'm trying to tell you that you need to learn how to think for yourself. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. That's why I don't censor the chat. Corey didn't do his homework and failed the test. We got about another 2 days before we can continue to punch on Corey. So enjoy it while it lasts, because once I move on to my next thing, I'm on to the next thing. Armand Bayoro says, peace, AD. Who's the clown of the week, Jim Jones or Corey? I'm going to have to go with Corey. Brian the filmmaker says, talking like he got a gun to his head. Control. Talk about it, Brian. Change the narrative says, AD, you a real one, bro. You've been a mentor to me, bro, from the laptop. Just want to say I appreciate you. Can't wait to meet you in person. I'm in the D2. You got an extra soldier. Man, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for holding me down, big dog. Thank you for holding me down, big dog. Crimson says, a GA Peach, no ATL, though. Oh, my God. Let me see. Fuck what y'all talking about. You got me curious. Nietzsche says it means job opportunities as a paid protester. Daniel's son, the 80, says, why can't people know when government is lying? Well, if you knew that it was a lie, then it wouldn't be effective from the government's perspective. Jesse V. Royalty says, do you think liberals who claim to protest could trigger a civil war should be taken seriously? Or are they just being, or are they being dramatic as always? Ain't no civil wars. The only civil war is going to be up here. All of the fighting that we doing has got to be with your mind nowadays. Unholy 3 men who voted for them. And why effed up, says Anthony Labraccio. Mr. Joe says Democrats are trying to protect the fraud in their illegal voting base. Miss Know-It-All. I really like that name. I like that. I like you. Dems are starting to redistrict in Virginia already. Nola Greer says, Captain Johnson, your resident river pilot tapped in. You said the quiet part out loud. Of all of the causes to fight for, this is what was chosen. The revolution has been bought and paid for. Talk about it, big dog. Shout out to Nola Grizz. I love you, bro. The L Factor says, Anton, it seemed Corey took what you said literally, but how? I don't know, man. Listen, bro, I can't comprehend or figure out why some people do what they do. Life is 10% of what happens to you, 90% of how you react to it. All I can do is control the controllables as much as I possibly can. Know what I'm saying? OG Strong says Khalid Atif is a Chicago 7-Eleven worker who called YNs gay, and they crashed out. It's hilarious. Corey did the same thing. What's up, Carrie? What's up, Spence? You know what I learned about Carrie? Before I move on to the next subject. You know what I learned about Carrie? Carrie be sleepy. Carrie be sleepy. Carrie be sleepy. Shout out to Carrie. Make sure y'all go to her channel and subscribe. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to the Red Cup Podcast. Go check out the Red Cup Podcast. Go to Carrie E. Spencer. Make sure y'all go and check out them channels and subscribe to those channels because it's good shit over there. They're my peoples. All right. Make sure y'all go and check out those channels. Jesse V says, thank you for all your advice. You changed my life. I got you, Jesse. All right, y'all. Let's figure this out. Trump says he has a great healthcare plan. I haven't seen this one. Yet.
Today, I'm thrilled to announce my plan to lower healthcare prices for all Americans and truly make healthcare affordable again. We're doing things that nobody's ever been able to do. We're calling it the Great Healthcare Plan. Instead of putting the needs of big corporations and special interests first, our plan finally puts you first and puts more money in your pocket. The government is going to pay the money directly to you. It goes to you, and then you take the money and buy your own health care. Nobody's ever heard of that before, and that's the way it is. The big insurance companies lose, and the people of our country win. This proposal locks in the massive discounts on prescription drugs that my administration is achieving through our most favored nation drug pricing agreement. Now, when you hear about that, for 40 years they've been trying to do it, but they never were able to do it. No other president was able to do it. I got every other country to approve it. By the use of tariffs and other things, they all approved it. Nobody else got it. No other president got it. And for the most part, they didn't even try because they felt it was impossible. It'll bring down drug prices 80, 90%, in some cases, just numbers that nobody's ever heard of before. Your prescription drugs will come way, way down. And under this policy, the prices of many drugs will be slashed by 300, 400, and even 500% starting this month at the TrumpRx.gov. So instead of Americans paying the highest drug prices in the world, which we have for decades, we will now be paying the lowest cost paid by any other nation. So any other nation that's paying the lowest cost, that's what we're going to pay. And the American people will get the savings. So I have to
All right, so let me tell you what's going on. I'm going to break it down from a C student's perspective so y'all can know exactly what's going on with this whole healthcare thing. With Trump RX, what Trump is trying to say to you guys, I am going to help you to understand it so that when you go into work, when you go to your people and you start talking about it, and they keep talking about their healthcare costs, Obamacare, what the hell is this Trump RX, and what does this mean? All right? You ready? All right, this is what's going on. So, multiple different things are playing out. The first thing is, let's go all the way back into what the Democrats were saying that they were protesting. All right? When they shut the government down and you couldn't get your food stamps, what was really happening was the Republicans were taking a stance because A, they didn't like Obamacare, B, they did not want to extend Obamacare, and C, this actually feeds directly into why we are Republicans. Why? Because what being a Republican is, it's less government. That's what it is. We want less government, which also means that you get to control what you do with your money. Now, Trump also wants to dismantle Barack Obama's, aside from the gay agenda, Barack Obama's landmark thing, which was Obamacare. He does not like Obama. He does not like Obamacare. And so a way for him to do that while actually getting a victory is to promote himself while also pushing a Republican agenda and then saying that you don't need this because now you have the ability to do for yourself and put more money in your pocket. All right, so Anton, what does that mean? Anybody that has been a part of my subscriptions or you've been a subscriber to the Millionaire Morning Show for any amount of time knows that over the past few months, I've been talking specifically about the true cost of healthcare. All right. I told y'all that I have a concierge doctor myself, that if you actually pay attention to your total compensation package at your job, part of that compensation package and why you don't make as much is because they have to pay a significant amount or a huge portion over to healthcare coverage and all of these things, right? So what the insurance companies have been doing for a long time is they have basically been in cohorts, right? They've been cohorts with the healthcare industry. And so if you go out, for example, and you actually go and get a prescription, try it. Ask them the next time you're going to get your prescription filled for some of these prescription drugs, how much is it for you to pay over the counter? Sometimes your copay is more than the actual cost of buying a prescription over the counter. Now, if you just going out there to get some Ozempic or something like that, then that's a whole nother conversation because you're going to pay a lot of money. But if you actually go and get what you need, you will then pay less than if you actually are paying the copays, the insurance that's coming out of your paycheck every biweekly paycheck. You are paying an extraordinary amount of money to the insurance company. And then the healthcare facilities, they're gouging the insurance companies because they know that they have to approve this. And so it raises the cost all across the board. And then you say, well, if I got to go and get my own insurance, I got to do this, I got to pay for this, right? But when you actually start to spend it individually. So let me ask you a question. Now, there's going to be some exceptions like people with pre-existing conditions and all of that type of stuff, right? But for a lot of people, especially for people that even know about a HSA account, right, a health savings account, all of that stuff, would you rather, especially for the people that don't even have big families, Would you rather have the majority of the money that they say that they pay into the insurance companies, or that you're paying in your pocket for you to do what you want to do with lower costs, or would you rather keep the system exactly the same way that it is? And that's the difference between the two. The difference between the two is that Trump is saying, listen, fuck giving it to them. What we gonna do is put pressure on the insurance companies, or I'm sorry, we're gonna put pressure on the prescription companies, the drug companies, and all of these places to actually have a realistic cost model of what it takes to actually get the drugs. Because if you go over to Mexico, right? If you just drive right over to Mexico, a lot of people that was in San Diego, they say, man, go over to Tijuana and all this. Man, I'm not going to no goddamn Tijuana. If you go over to some of these other countries, you get the exact same drugs at much cheaper prices. Why is it? Why do you get cheaper prescriptions? And I mean, when I say cheaper, I'm talking about maybe 5%, less than 10% sometimes of what you pay over here in the United States of America. Why do you get cheaper drugs and prescriptions than if you were to actually, no, it don't have shit to do with cheap labor. It's not cheap labor. It has nothing to do with cheap labor. Without a prescription, you get cheaper medicine in other places than you do here in the United States of America, and it's the exact same thing. Why? Why? Because we have a system that is designed to keep up an infrastructure, not only to keep you sick, but also that is designed to tax you, tax your employers, and then to continue to try to keep this up. Now, what Trump is saying is, listen, fuck putting pressure on the insurance companies. We're going to put pressure on the drug makers, the hospitals, the cost of actually living on a day-to-day basis. You want more affordability? Because when you lose your insurance or when you get laid off, you still got to go and pay them high-ass prices. What he's basically saying is, we're going to put pressure on the cost structure and then give you the money to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. You don't have to do this and be penalized if you don't. Because even when Obamacare came into play, people were getting penalized for not having insurance. And so a lot of people were forced to sign up for Obamacare. What's the difference between the Democrat and the Republican on a fundamental level? I tell y'all this all the time. Republicans believe in less government and less restrictions and distractions. So you have to be 100% responsible for yourself and do what you have to do. Democrats believe that they know what's best for you and that you should give all of your money to them so that they can then determine where your money is supposed to go. That's really what it all comes down to. Democrats want more control and higher taxes. Republicans want less control, less people in government, smaller government, and for you to do what you want to do with your own money. That's the fundamental difference between the two. Socialism believes that we need higher taxes so that the government can run the grocery stores. The government can determine what it is that you're supposed to do. The government knows what's the government. They know what's best for you. Republicans are saying we want to run up a bag and we should be able to do what we want to do with our own money because it's ours and we earned it and we don't want no control. We don't want nobody telling us what to do. If I want to help people, I can help people. If I don't, I don't. I should be able to do what I want to do with my own money. I don't need you in my business. I want less taxes, more freedom, and that's how we going to run up a bag. Democrats and socialism say, everybody deserves free. Everybody deserves free. Even if you don't work, even if you listen, you deserve, the less you work, the more food stamps you get. The more kids you decide to have out of wedlock, the longer you get Section 8 and the more food stamps that you get. You get penalized for being the good guy, And so imagine this. Imagine that you're in school, that you're in college, that you're in high school. And you know the people that love the fact that they had to get graded on the curve? The dumb motherfuckers that never did their homework and never did what they were supposed to do. So they was out doing dumb shit, fucking up, and woke up and said, hey, man, let me copy your paper. And then the teacher said, man, the grades are so fucked up that we're going to grade it on a curve and we're going to take the average of what it is that they did. And so basically they were trying to get the smart kids to dumb themselves down because that actually helped them when it's getting graded on the curve. So the lower that the average is of the grades, the better off they are. And so they're incentivizing people to be dumb as fuck instead of teaching them how to be better. So imagine that you go to college, right? Because I'm going to tell you what real socialism and the difference between Democrats and Republicans are. Imagine you go to school and you work your ass off. You don't party, you don't do none of that shit. You focusing 100% on what it is that you got going to do. When everybody go out, you go to the dorm, you hustle, right? And now your dumbass, the dumbass over here, now he had the capability, he's in college, he got the same 24 hours, and he can go and study too, but he didn't. And so for the last 4 years, he fucked around and he's failing. He's failing. He's not going to graduate. He's at risk of getting kicked out of the school. He's about to lose his financial aid. So then they say, well, you know what? The university and administration says, you know what? Give me a second. I know how to fix this. Because the majority of people are not going to be successful. But because they are the majority, they get to determine what happens on campus. And I'm going to execute on their agenda. This is the same thing that happened in New York. So what we're going to do is this. Ra, since you are such a beautiful, awesome person and you did what you're supposed to do in school, you need to pay your fair share of grades. Listen. I don't care that you're successful. They saying that you're a villain. No, because you didn't get your grades from studying hard. You got it because you're a woman. Which is the equivalent of saying, oh no, you didn't become successful because you worked hard in life. You just a white man or a white woman. So because you're a woman, I don't want to hear your story. I don't want to hear about how you worked hard, how you dedicated yourself, how many parties you didn't go to. Is because you have woman privilege and because you have pretty earrings. Okay? It's because of privilege. And so I need you to pay more. And Ra says, no. But Ra, you're going to get a decent job anyway. You can give a little bit of your grade point average over to somebody else that don't meet the expectation because they victims. Ra, listen. So what, you got a 4.0? You can do with a 3.1. No. Listen. You can do with a 3.1 because it doesn't mean that you're not going to still be able to live your life. But we're going to give 0.9 to the person that did 1.1, and that way we can get them up to a 2.0 so that we can make sure that we have balance, equity, inclusion. We're going to make sure that they're okay because we want to make sure that they graduate too. Okay, so what? They partied. They didn't do what they're supposed to do. They didn't study. But we got to make sure that they're good too, right? So what? Okay, so what? You took engineering classes and you had very, very, very difficult classes that you had to get through in order to be able to get your degree. And they did underwater basket weaving. We still need that 1.9. We need that 0.9. Hold on, listen. And then here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the beautiful part about it. You ready for this? You ready for this? Here's the other part about it. They come and take your 0.9. So now you had a 3.1 and the other person has a 2.0. And then they say, well, listen, there's too many of y'all that's still above the 1%er group. There's too many of y'all that still got above a 3.1. So look, I know that y'all paying 50% taxes in New York. What's another 1 to 2% to y'all? You're still going to have good grades. You still, by our standards, we're going to consider you to have good grades. So what we're going to do, you can give another 1%. You can give another 1%. And they're going to have Bernie Sanders that get on the campaign trail and AOC and Mom Donnie, pay your fair share. Pay your fair share. I'm tired of the middle class and the poor people that are suffering the most. That's how it works. That is literally how it works. So they're selling you on the guise that taxes is good. And then meanwhile, let me give you the other part of it. Somalians are over here pillaging and plundering all of the tax dollars. Oh, let's go, hey man, let's go get this shit. Let's go get this shit. Imagine you study, work your ass off, take care of business, and they take a percentage of your grade point average and say you need to pay your fair share because that motherfucker that's degenerate, he deserves more. That is the environment, the community, and the place and the infrastructure that you've been living under for the entire time of your life. Welcome to America. Welcome to socialism. Welcome to America. That's where we live in. That's what we do. The more you work and the harder that you grind, the more that you get penalized for it. And that's the real reason why Republicans think the way that they think and Democrats think the way that they think. Even to the point to where if you talk to anybody do you know why the reason why people change from being Democrat to Republican as they get older? Because they get wiser and they make more money and they realize that instead of me being able to put this into my business and my family and my people and my community, you want to take it away from me because you want to give it to people that ain't doing shit. So when I see these big back liberals with septum nose rings and pink hair sunbathing in New York City in the park saying that they deserve free everything, and you putting in 18, 19, 20 fucking hours a day, and they over there doing a part-time job working 16 hours a week being a barista saying that we deserve more money. I resent that. I resent it in every way, shape, and form because I believe that society should be based off of merit. That's why I don't fuck with diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's why I don't fuck with all of these agendas. I believe that it should be based off of whoever the best is going to get whatever it is that they deserve. I resent that. I resent it. And they're going to cloak it, and they're going to repackage it, and they're going to sell it to you, and they're going to say, hey, listen, it's because we have to help other people. And then you see this fucking asshole on the internet talking crazy saying, I need to feed my 6 kids. I need to feed my 6 kids. I don't know what the government gonna do. Why the fuck you care? It ain't your money. It ain't your money. Why do you care? Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. What do you think about Stephen A. Smith, all the heat Stephen A. Smith is catching? Well, let's talk about it. I'll go into that. I'll talk about it. You know whose channel I love to see you on, Candace Owens? It would be epic. I watch her daily. What do you think? Or get her on your channel. I think that Candace Owens is one of the smartest women that is a public figure. Incredible. Candace Owens is a bulldog too. Boy, once she lock on, she a pit bull. That's a real pit bull in a skirt. Remember when we used to say Eve the pit bull in a skirt because she was on Rough Riders? Candace Owens is the pit bull in a skirt because once she locks on, there is no unlocking her. She is like a fucking pit bull. Real talk, seriously. Candace Owens is and she's smart. That's the thing that makes her scary. Whiskey Pierre says, Anton, shalom, sir. Let me humor you for a second and imagine you pay your health care out of pocket. You're supposed to get it back on taxes. Genius double dipping. Elim says drug companies and politicians get kickbacks. They do. That's why they lobby. That's why they fund so many campaigns. Rush King 19 says, I realize they're giving so much money to the government for taxes and insurance is like saying the government can manage my money better than I could. Just a Brown Girl in America says, Anton, does this mean that employers will not need to have a health insurance for employees, or will they just pay the lower cost? I'm not sure yet. I got to deep dive into it. Let me research it. Spacer says a perfect visual representation of the difference in Republicans and Democrats is in the movie Demolition Man. Y'all should review that on Frame Fights. I don't mind that. Let me come back to Ra real quick. She says, what do you think about Stephen A. Smith catching all of the heat? Let's go into Stephen A. Smith for a second.
Straight Shooter with Stephen A.
DC. I'm talking about Don Lemon, formerly of CNN. I'm talking about Representative Jasmine Crockett, who for some reason, once again, went on social media to denigrate me. There's no other way to put it. So let me get started with a couple of things first. Joy Reid decides to put out some videos of me talk about keeping receipts because she wanted to put forth a compilation of me talking about Black people and comparing that to me talking to white people like Megyn Kelly and Ben Shapiro and people like that. I'm not getting into that. That's nonsense. You can clip and edit any way you want to and contextualize things in your own way. I'm not falling for that. But what I would like to do is address the incentive and the motivation that appears behind the attacks that they have aimed in my direction. First order of business is Joy Reid. Joy Reid was on a podcast. I believe it's my former colleague Kerry Champion's podcast entitled Naked. And listen or look at what Joy Reid had to say about me, and I'll read it to you. You got $100 million for a show with half my ratings at my worst. They're paying you, meaning ESPN, because you are willing to say the nasty things about Black people that they want to say. You're willing to take their denigration of Black women and put it in the mouth of a Negro, end quote. Before I address what Joy Reid, what I just read to you, came out of her mouth on that podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, this woman is of the mindset that somehow, some way she's been insulted by me because when she got fired by MSNBC, I had the temerity, the unmitigated gall to say this. I've invited Joy Reid on this show, and I'm looking forward to her accepting my invitation so we can talk. Let me tell you how I feel about Joy Reid first. I respect the hell out of this woman. She is highly intelligent, very, very knowledgeable, very passionate. She has a lot to say. She is more than a conscientious observer, and she is fearless in calling out what she believes to be inequities, unfairness, and the like anywhere, but especially as it pertains to the Black community, and obviously as it pertains to leftists, to folk on the left. But when we want to bring up race as the cause for her being gone, I don't think we're serving ourselves well. Michael Steele is going to be there as well as a replacement, along with Alicia. And you got to remember Menendez is right there as well. It's hard to make the race argument when her replacements are reported to be 3 individuals that already have a weekend show on the network, and they're going to be inserted in the network.
All right, let me tell you what I think is happening to Stephen A. Smith. All right. I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth, right? First of all, I think that Stephen A. Smith likes to straddle the fence. And I'm going to tell you why that's important. Is because, and I've been saying this for a long time, sports is not like politics. Sports is not like politics. Sports, you can pick and choose. You can go on this side and then you can switch back over. You can straddle the fence. You can say, I don't like LeBron today, but then I like LeBron tomorrow, or I like LeBron how he played last night, whatever. He's trying to take the exact same playbook that he's using in sports, and he's trying to use it in popular culture and politics. And what he doesn't understand is that you can do that when it comes to having an opinion on whether or not a person is dribbling the basketball the way you want them to. And the person that's dribbling the basketball can get mad at you and nobody gives a fuck. You know why? Because sports fans just want to continue to have sports conversations, sports talk. They want to watch sports and they want to be able to root against and have a conversation about who's the best and who's not, and all of the little different idiosyncrasies that's attached to it. When you start talking about politics and popular culture, you have to pick a side and you basically got to stay on there. You can't be a habitual fence sitter like somebody said in the chat. You can't say, well, I am conservative with my money, or I have conservative principles and I don't understand why Kamala Harris did this, and then say, but I voted for Kamala Harris, or I'm going to criticize Jasmine Crockett, but I think that she's a beautiful Black intelligent woman, because nobody gives a fuck after you said that I don't like what Jasmine Crockett said. Nobody cares. The only thing that they heard is X, Y, and Z. So what Stephen A. Smith tried to do was that he tried to make an apology, appease Black people that were hardcore Democrats and supporters of Jasmine Crockett, which also include Sassy Lemon and Joy Reid, who I think is doing an incredible job of showcasing why MSNBC fired her in the first place. You can throw in Tiffany Cross and all of the other rejects that got something to go on with that. But all of these people are absolute garbage, in my opinion. And so instead of him picking a side and saying, this is how I'm ratting, he decides to try to play both sides, and it's backfiring terribly. Horrifically, it is backfiring, because he tried to make peace with them and say, hey, listen, I apologize to Jasmine Crockett. I didn't mean it this way, so on and so forth. And you know what they said? Oh, we got blood in the water because we still don't like you. When people don't like you, shout out to Brianna Bird. I'm going to read these Cash Apps and shit shortly. When people don't like you, you're not going to get in their good graces by trying to apologize to them. Y'all gonna realize that you basically have to draw a line in the sand and say, fuck you. I said what I said. It's not about being popular. It's not about being cool. It's not about friends. I told Corey and I told everybody else, I said, listen, I don't really want no friends in this shit, because I'm going to say what I want to say when I want to say it, and I don't want you to take it personal. And he didn't draw a line in the sand. And so he tried to play both sides, and they don't fuck with him. You know why? Because they don't fuck with him. Part of it is jealousy because they feel like, why is this? See, and this is how hypocritical the culture is. They don't look at Stephen A. Smith and say, black man, even though they lean on this diversity, equity, inclusion bullshit, and we need to be able to run it up, they don't look at him and say, how many people do we employ? How many people did he support? How did he support Shannon Sharp and helping to get him over to ESPN and help him get a bag? How many people do we rock with? How many people do we hire? Who's on his staff? How can he add value? They look at him and say, why that nigga got $100 million? Why him? Why him? Why did he get it? Why did he get it? Regardless of whether you like Stephen A. Smith personally, remove your bias about how you feel about Stephen A. Smith. And let's have a conversation about why people turn against Stephen A. Smith is because once they develop a narrative and a posse and a crew, life is nothing more than high school. Everything you see happen in a day is high school-ish. I'm picking a side. I'm picking a crew against you. You're never going to convince people that don't fucking like you in high school to start liking you. So what you have to do is draw a line in the sand and say, fuck them niggas. I don't want to hang out with them anyway. What you see happening on Facebook, what you see happening on social media, what you see happening when it comes to the debates and who going on who platform, you ain't winning nobody over when you going over there. You got to go over there and execute on the plan. Execute Order 66 and you get the fuck up out of there and you win. And you win. When you go into enemy territory, what Stephen A. Smith don't realize is that he the ops to them. And instead of cutting niggas off and spending the majority of his energy on the shit that he actually rock with, and for people that actually fuck with him, he trying to please both sides. He playing both roles. When I go on, right, because there's some people, for example, that I looked at review videos for. Now, there are some platforms that I love and I support, and I don't say anything, but there are some platforms that I love and I support. And I'm not going to name them because I don't even want to bring, I don't want to give no extra visibility and all of that shit. But I went and I seen, it was at least 3 that I seen, right? And they had some of the wildest shit to say, which is cool. Because this is content. And I appreciate them for even reviewing me and what happened or whatever like that, because it brings me more visibility. So I'm not biased against the review, but I learned about the people and the person. So in my mind, I then say, okay, we're going to move them from this category to this category. Because now, in my mind, and this is the way that I work, I don't fuck with them niggas no more. I don't fuck with them. Now, they don't need my cosign. That ain't what I'm saying. I ain't bigger than the program. This shit is all, it is what it is. But when I see certain things, I check the box. I tick the box. Oh, So now it's like, and some people you give a lot more grace to because it's like, wait a minute. We fucked with each other or this and that, so on and so forth. And so you wait 2 or 3 more times, 4, 5, 6 more times. And you just quiet. You sit in the background and you chill and you keep doing what you're doing. And then you say, okay, I get it now. Stephen A. Smith's mistake is that he keep thinking that these niggas fuck with him. And they don't. They don't. They hate Stephen A. Smith to his core. And he keeps trying to explain himself. Hey, guys, but wait a minute. This is all I said. Let me show you. I actually gave you props. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. No. What Stephen A. Smith needs to take the approach of is it's up. It's up. It's up forever. It's up forever. And what people are going to have to understand in this culture, whether you're a content creator or whether you're just operating in life, is that you have to pick a side. You have to pick a side. And the people that don't understand that there are sides being drawn, whether you like it or not, are going to be the people that get ran over in the middle. When you over on the right or you over on the left, you moving with traffic. It's going like this. You know who get hurt? You know who get ran over? The people that's in the middle. The people that's in the middle. There is no friends in this shit. It's alliances and enemies. It's alliances and enemies. There are no friends in this shit. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. There are no friends. Either we got an alliance because we have a core thing that we both believe in, or we moving that other way. I'm just very direct. I understand what it is that I'm supposed to do. And so I'm unapologetic about what I say. And so anytime I got to go into any enemy territory, I never let my guard down. I'm on alert 100% of the time. I'm on alert 100% of the time. Guess what you never caught me doing? Guess what you've never caught me doing? Slipping. You never caught me slipping, ever. Hey, man, why you got security over there? Because you're not going to catch me slipping. Because I'm going to move like the president. I know where I'm going. I'm not dumb. I know where I'm at. I'm not a fool. You want to catch me on my toes. You want to catch me on my heels. But I'm leaning into this shit. I'm leaning into this shit. And I'm going to lean more and more until your chair break. I'm going to lean more and more until your chair break. I tell people not to read the 48 Laws of Power because I think it's a very, very dangerous book. And I think that if you don't understand it and understand how to apply it, it could very much be a very bad thing. But in order for you to operate in the business world and in the content creation world, a lot of times, I think that you have to absolutely, absolutely understand it. And if you're going to go that way, if you're going to lean into it, once you go into it, you have to completely destroy your opponent. You have to render them useless. You cannot leave any question whatsoever as to whether or not they have the ability to come back and do anything. You have to destroy completely. There are no friends. You can't let your emotions become a part of it. There is no coming back from it. We are not going to ever be friends. And so you have to lean 100% into it. I talked to my dog, Jason, today. I talked to Jason Wilson. Jason is one of the nicest guys that I've ever seen in my entire life. Shout out to Jason Wilson. Jason Wilson asked me this morning, he said, Anton, is it any fix in this? He said, is it any fix in this? No, I'm going to tell you exactly what he said. He said, is it any chance you two can resolve this conflict? I said, probably not. You know what he said? He said, I understand. That's what he said. He said, I understand. Stephen A. Smith is hanging out in enemy territory with motherfuckers that is looking to clown him and make an example of him. Y'all don't understand. There's nothing that he's going to say that is ever going to make him a friend to these people that are ops to him. And the reason that they pick on him is because he's an easy target and they know he's not going to really defend himself. That is why Stephen A. Smith is the ops of all of these people, because they've all come together and said, we don't like that motherfucker and we're going to lean on him. We're going to lean on him. And look what he's doing.
And I'm just reading from the reports here. Okay. I have not spoken to Joy Reid. I don't know. I've had the pleasure of meeting her on a couple of occasions. I certainly respect her. And I'm not here to castigate her in any way, but we do have to talk about the business in a very, very honest and fair fashion. Joy Reid was incredibly outspoken against the Trump administration, as has always been the case. Since election, her ratings have dropped by 47%. 47%. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't keep your job when stuff like that happens. You just don't. The business doesn't allow for that to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, that right there is the only time I've ever spoken about Joy Reid. That right before my interview with Lindsay Davis for ABC News Live the other day. That right there is apparently what she found to be disrespectful. That right there is what she appears to deduce as being denigrating and insulting to Black women. What do you want me to say? Joy Reid, beyond a conscientious observer, somebody who unapologetically fights on behalf of us as a community every chance she gets. Whether we agree or disagree with tactics from time to time, verbiage from time to time, etc., there is no doubt where her loyalty and her conscience lies.
Dummy.
All I was pointing out was, you've gone after Trump, albeit legitimately in your mind and that of many, many others who watched your show.
Dummy.
Did you take into account the fact that he might win and what that might ultimately do?
He don't get it.
Because you know how he is and you know he's coming. And sure enough, a couple of months later, it ended up happening. So when it ended up happening, I was making the point because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in the business. Not only that, I've had a show that was canceled in 2007.
Still trying to be friends with these.
So I was simply making the point that in our business, particularly when you're Black, regardless of the reasons behind why a precipitous fall off may occur, you kind of know what's going to happen. That's it. And because of that, she went on the air weeks ago and said what she said about me. And when I elaborated on what she said and gave my response to Lindsay Davis, all of a sudden she's out with some videos or whatever showing receipts, whatever. Say what you want. It doesn't matter because I understand from a contextual standpoint, I did nothing wrong to you. And the venom and the viciousness that you choose to show, cool, no problem, I can take it. It's all right, keep it coming. Do what you gotta do. If that's how you feel. My name is spelled with a PH, not a V. And even though you'll get your clicks and you'll get your notoriety and people in the audience will gravitate to you, well, guess what? They're gonna gravitate to me too. And oh, by the way, you said that the ratings was more than mine. Again, context matters. You do understand I'm on at 10 in the morning. And they just finished reading the article about First Take having record ratings in the year 2025.
Talk to him.
Same year your show was canceled. You have more ratings, but prime time, which is when you on, comes with a different set of responsibilities.
Facts. That's a fact.
I did not wish for your show to get canceled. I have news for you, Joy Reid. I still wish you were on the air.
I don't.
Because regardless of what bad cynics and critics and others want to say you did, I also know that you did a lot of good. Which is what I said when I talked to you, when I talked about you, back then. I talked about the business, but I also talked about the quality of work that you brought to the airwaves.
He needs to stand on that shit, bro.
I did that. That's what I did. But that seems to be ignored. Denigrating, disrespecting Black women. I'll get into that in a second. But obviously, we don't want to stop with you because Don Lemon, who was at CNN for 17 years, he had something to say about me as well. Listen to this.
Stephen A. Smith has just been a disappointment. I try not to criticize, especially Black men or just Black people in general. But Stephen A. Smith goes off and he talks about shit that he has no idea about. He has talked shit about me with no facts. He has no facts. He just gets on these like white boy, right-wing podcasts or on his own show and just goes off about Black people. And
white boy. He's married to a white man.
Things that for which he has no clue.
Yeah.
And he thinks because he's doing it like this, that people are going to listen to him. What's wrong with you? Talk up. I'm like, what am I watching? It's just shocking to me, this sort of cozying up to white people. And it's got to be for the money. But if I became a black conservative, I would be rich like a gazillionaire. Or if I just went on and started like bashing black people just to bash them. And it seems that's become his stock in trade, to make excuses for white people and to cozy up to people like Megyn Kelly. He's one of those black people who white people think black people like, but we don't. And Stephen A. Smith does not represent us. Black people don't want to hear from him, networks. We don't like him.
It's so funny to me how a gay man, a gay black man, is a voice, is one of the leading voices for black people. Isn't that amazing to y'all? Y'all don't find that to be funny? If you want to talk about a real person that has been put in front of y'all in order to try to push an agenda and keep y'all on a specific plantation, do y'all not find that to be weird that a person that is the biggest champion of the alphabet community, who is also married to a white man? Because I was always taught, and now I guess that everything changed. It doesn't matter what you say. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. It only matters what you say. It doesn't matter what your life is like. It doesn't matter what the fruit that you bear. It doesn't matter what you do in your community. It doesn't matter what, whether you have black children, whether you're married to a black woman, and none of that matters. You can be married to a white man who you champion and your party champions as the enemy of the United States of America, also be openly alphabet community and be the voice of a people. Y'all don't find this weird and suspicious? You don't find that weird and suspicious? Why is the biggest platform for individual content creators, for Democratic black people, an alphabet community fake black man? Now, they'll criticize you for being conservative. They'll criticize you for being a champion for conservative values, Christian values. Remember, they laugh at me because I said, listen, the number one thing that I champion is Jesus Christ. Saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, speaking in other tongues as the Spirit of God give utterance. And the thing that I study the most is the Word of God. Now, they think that that's funny. That motherfucker. Hey! They'll sit there and giggle like schoolgirls. And I stood up. I stood in it. I stood in it. See, that's the part. See, when I tell y'all that y'all going to come and catch the jewels later, when I said that y'all was going to catch the jewels later, I meant it. If you go back and watched it, they said, you ain't black first. I said, I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus first, above it all. Above it all, this is what I believe. First, above it all, my spirituality comes first. That pissed the devil off. That pissed these demons off to passivity. Because I was supposed to rock out with people that didn't have my best interest at heart, and we were supposed to align. But oh man, and you said it directly to people's face. You didn't flinch. You didn't whimper. You literally said it, and I said it directly to their face. I said, I read the whole Bible back and forth 8 times. Oh my, we just gonna skip over that part. That bothered them, but we can take people that don't have a belief system, don't actually champion values at all, but the value that they live in, which is a reflection of their life, is the man that they married to, a white man, and they have nerve to be the voice of black people, and y'all support these people. Y'all support them. Amazing. 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 Somebody said, cap. What was cap about it? Ain't nothing cap about it. Then why even mention black culture? Because it's a piece of shit. And it needs to be torn down and revamped. And I said that too. I've been saying that for years too. Listen, I ain't never changed. I'm the exact same thing that I was. What you see right here on the internet, on a live, because it's convenient for us to be able to do so, is the exact same person that you see in person. Listen, I don't change. And I told y'all that who I am online, I'm more of it in real life. I make you niggas uncomfortable because you're looking for something to say that, no, he different. No. The culture is the thing that we champion the most, and it's not great right now. So if you want to go on a campaign and say, make black culture great again, then that's a different conversation. But what we champion right now is bullshit. Baby mamas, the music has destroyed us. Drugs, no assets, but making sure that we go and get a chain before we ever do anything. You're not going to sit here and tell me what I know to be different. I'm too old for this shit. I done seen too much. I've seen too much. Now, you know what the biggest part of black culture is? Homosexuality, alternative lifestyles. And because I'm not a champion of it, or I say, you know what, I don't fuck with that shit, y'all upset about it. Well, I don't care. Fuck you too. I do not care. I don't care who's against me, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Not a smidget. Not an ounce. Does not make no difference to me. Not even a little bit. I don't care. I have my own army. I have my own subscribers. I have my own bag chasers. It is almost 21,000 of us in the Patreon. I don't give a fuck about what you think. At all.
Just want to make sure I understand this clearly. Don Lemon speaks for black people more than me. Don Lemon speaks for black people, period. Really? I won't go there. I won't even go there. I'm just not going to do it. I want y'all to understand as an audience. Let me say this about Don Lemon. My sister Carmen loves this man. Loves herself some Don Lemon. So much so to the point that not only did she watch him every night, she'd call us half the time to make sure we were watching him most of the night. For somebody that don't know much, and who is he, and he doesn't represent us, and blah, 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 you could, if you did your research, notice that I was a guest on Don Lemon's show on several occasions in the past. I never asked to come on. He asked me to come on. And I tried to go whenever asked because me, like I'm sure many others felt, you see a black host on television, you want to help. Don Lemon said that I talked shit about him. Ladies and gentlemen, evidently, this right here is Don Lemon's definition of shit. Listen up.
See, I did some research. Okay. And here is the reality.
I can't take it anymore, bro. I just can't, man. This is sad to watch. This is very sad to watch. This is a very sad watch. I can't do it, bro. I'm not about to do this, bro. This is embarrassing, man. This is embarrassing. If my sister, which I don't have any, if my sister was watching this nigga, Batman couldn't get that information out of me. Batman couldn't get that information out of me. If my blood and bone sister watched Don Lemon, Batman couldn't get me to publicly admit that at all, under no circumstances. The Dark Knight, Batman couldn't get that out of me. No way. No way, no how, no way. No way, no how. Under no circumstances would that play. You can forget that, bro. I wouldn't even play that game. Stephen A. Smith has no backbone, and that's coming to bite him in popular culture. Doesn't mean that he's not going to get his 100 M's, but he'll never be accepted by them, ever. Keep begging to be a part of a club that don't want you. Roz says, what do you think about? Oh, yeah, that's what I think. I think that he's begging to be a part of a crew that don't want him. Now, Candace is falling off behind the Charlie Kirk conspiracies. Obi-Wan, the homie, respectfully, I think that you are so off. I think you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Bro, Candace Owens is the most streamed content creator out. There is no, outside of Speed, but as a person that talks about popular culture and stuff like that, ain't nobody. There are times, there's slow news cycles. There's times where it's not certain things that are going on in the culture at the time. There's times where it's nothing to talk about, or times or whatever, so on and so forth. So you're going to have this, right? You're going to have high points. You're going to have lower points, but ain't no falling off with her. You're going to have times where other people blow up and then, whatever, so on and so forth. But what I'm telling you is, regardless of what you may think about her, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but at the same time, if you think that she's falling off, somebody says she had 140,000 in her chat yesterday. Somebody says she had 126,000 live viewers. Nigga, you smoking crack. I don't know what y'all talking about. I wouldn't bet against her. What up to Love? Curly Hair says, hello, my king. How all is well? Good day to all of the back chasers, and off to the work I go. Listen, have fun at work, my love. Have fun at work. Nola Grizz says, would love to see you and Royce White link up either here or on an MMS show. Please call me crazy. That would be a massive clap. Is Royce the person? Give me a Royce is the person that Jason Whitlock got a problem with, right? Is Royce White the person that Jason Whitlock got a problem with or had a problem with? I got to research him. I'd have to research him. You said him and Jason are cool? All right, I'd have to research him. I don't know about him. I don't know who he is yet, so I'd have to research him and find out more about him. Charity Sky Gray says with the super sticker. I appreciate you, Charity. Nice picture, nice photo. I like people with profile with pictures. The Change M says, did you meet Rita G on Tuesday. Have a good day. I do not talk about people that is not public content creators. Does that make sense? I don't want to get nobody else involved in that because I don't want nothing to do with nobody else. There's certain lines that I just don't cross. So I don't know what that is. I don't know what that relationship is, and so I try to stay out of that. I'll go at content creators, but I don't go at people's people. So I don't want to say none of that. I'm not getting into that.
DoorDash and service provider.
Dark Spartacus says being lukewarm just going to get you spit out. That's correct. That is correct. Eric Williams says, no, that's my breakfast. Eric Williams says, what's good, Anton? I hope they don't go after Stephen A.'s daughter and try to convince her to turn against her father. Yeah, that's evil. I think that would be evil. Beat It Up Kool-Aid says, you wouldn't have been talking that loud in front of Charlemagne or Dr. Umar. Keep it real, Anton. It's not about being tough. I don't know what y'all don't understand. It's about the energy that I get. I am a reciprocal force, if that makes any sense to you. I do not look for confrontation. I give people the energy that they give back to me. And so if somebody is, because it doesn't matter who you name. You can name anybody. I give people the energy that they give me. And so if somebody turns up on me, it's a possibility, depending on the circumstance, that I may return that same energy. Hey, babe. Hello? I'm okay, Mom. What's going on? Yeah, I can call you as soon as I get off. All right, I'll call you as soon as I get off. All right, bye. So thank you for the super chat. Beat It Up Kool-Aid. Aaliyah said, fuck Corey Holcomb, big bag chaser shit, AD. You know, we love you. I've been arguing for days about it. I know who you are. Shout out to my girl, AAYAAH, my girl, Aaliyah. Jesse D. Royalty says, AD, many moons ago, you told me to change my social circle. I was making the same mistake Stephen A. Smith is making now. Since I took your advice, I spent less time speaking to deaf ears and more time making moves, and that's why you win it. Young Haiti says, wait a minute, Don Lemon married to a white man? The hypocrisy. Y'all didn't know it? Y'all didn't know that Don Lemon was married to a white man? Man. This is not news. Why are y'all acting surprised? This is not new. This is public information. This is y'all hero. This is who y'all follow. Shout out to the Democrat plantation. Y'all see him blowing bubbles? Shout out to my girl, R Streets. says, we love you no matter what. I love you, our streets. I love you. This is not new information. This is all information that is publicly available. Why are y'all acting crazy? This is y'all heroes. Shout out to the Democrat plantation. This is y'all heroes. Shout out to the Democrat plantation. Charles says, Anton, would you ever have a conversation with Godfrey and his co-host Dante Nero? I believe that conversation wouldn't turn physical blessings, bro. Yeah, why not? I think that Godfrey is a great comedian. I like Godfrey. Jesse V. Royalty says, Don Lemon is forsaking all others for his zaddy. You did so good, AD, standing for God. Amen. Hey, I'm about to call you. Ocean.
Hello.
What up, O?
What up, though?
You? How you feel?
I'm doing good.
You doing good? You got to work today?
I do have to work today. I was off yesterday, though. I took a break.
Why you ain't tell me?
I texted you. I figured you was busy. Finished talking about that lane.
All right, bet. We'll talk about it. I'm gonna call you after I get off the show.
Okay, bet.
All right, bye. Shout out to my girl O. I love her name, by the way, and she gorgeous. Gorgeous. Let me get my door. See what's going on. I think that's my people bringing up my stuff. Let me get my stuff. Coming. Big O in the building. Shout out to Big O. Let me see what else y'all talking about. I love O's name. I love O's name. And she good people too. Shout out to my girl. Checking says your brain power surpasses these peons. I'm just a C student, bro. Mr. Bogart says if you are a real Christian, all right, not a fake one, not none of that. If you're a real Christian, if you are a real Christian, heterosexual man or woman, black or white, I don't understand it. If you are a real Christian, heterosexual man or woman, black or white, you are the enemy. I don't know what that means, but thank you for the super chat, my friend. Michael Armstrong says, when did being a black man equal gay or alphabet? It's the agenda when Obama got into office. Cage says, Mr. Daniels, Myron is in your neck of the woods. Y'all should link up. I got Myron number. We text and talk all the time. Shout out to my dog Myron. TS Car Wash and Detail Services. Slim take on spots. Slim take on spots is wild, big dog. Janice, what up, Janice? Says Donnie had a lot of negative things to say about black people prior to marrying his white husband and acquiring his white child. Biddles Media Blasting says, hey, Anton, business owner in Traverse City. Oh, you in Upper Michigan. 2002 alumni of Murray Wright. Love the content. Keep up the Lord's work, brother. Shout out to my dog. I appreciate you. Biddles Media Blasting. I like that. Do you think Kai has fallen off? No, I don't. Size Up Queen says, Team AD all day, Team Backchaser all day. Ben chose my side. Talk about it. Talk to him. Calvin says Don Lemon is the original, but juicy fruit. He doesn't speak for real black men. I'm guessing that's what you meant to say. Coach Chris says, yo, AD, I watch Corey slam Martin for no reason, and the more I watch him, to be honest, and keep it real, all he does is tear down our people. Stay strong. We rocking with you. Stay 100 on time. Shout out to Coach Chris. TS Car Watch and Detail Services. AD, if you beefing with someone, does that mean family or friends can't do business with that person? I don't tell nobody what they can do. It just depends on how close you are to me. Depends on how close you are to me. If I tell my people, hey, man, I don't like that. I don't mess with him. Then they're going to be like, ooh, and they're just going to make the adjustments accordingly. I don't tell people what to do. People have to make their own decisions and their own choices. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Again, I gave y'all almost 3.5 hours of stuff to react to. If you are not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody that support the platform. Shout out to the Super Chat. Shout out to the Cash App. Shout out to our streets. Shout out to Brianna Bird. Damn, Brianna, you sexy as hell. What's going on? What's up with all of these beautiful women? What's up with all of these beautiful women? What's going on here? Says she loved me. Brianna says she loved me. Brianna says she loved me. Shout out to Brianna. I love you too. I love you too. Woo-wee. I'm flaring up, y'all. It's flaring up. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all tonight on After Hours. Peace.